horrible night.
Tool you can
Have
put
a
on
curse?
the wall.
It's a horrible night to have a curse, y'all.
Oh my god.
The past is far behind us.
What?
It doesn't exist.
I'm scared. What's happening?
What the
It's
fuck?
from Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared too.
Oh,
It's
okay.
about time.
Fuck, that's
Oh,
been a while
I
since
don't
I've seen
fucking
that
know
one.
what you were saying.
You started speaking tongues.
You
I
started.
was bumbling, and I had no clue.
Yeah,
As the warlock.
you're getting in character for Mythos.
Mythos. Hey everybody, welcome to Yackle and Hair, where we play games and stuff. My
I'm
name's
Yakko.
I'm air.
I'm
Mike, and I'm
Wacko.
Dot.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're playing tonight Symphony of Sorrow, our fifth edition.
Curse of 5th edition.
It's your 5th editions.
Fifth edition.
Try again.
I feel like the Pixies, because where's my mind? All day today. Anyway, hey, it was the Pixies? Yes. Take 2. My name is Michael. Welcome to... Do I start with that? Doesn't matter. Curse of Strahd, Symphony of Sorrow is the name of our game, and that's what we're playing tonight. Curse of Strahd is a 5th edition campaign set in a setting that is really hard. Sometimes. We'll see. Anyway, as such, we are going to be using safety tools. There are potential trigger warnings coming up for a bunch of stuff, content warnings and the like for anything from cannibalism to neglect to gaslighting, spousal abuse, etc. As such, we will be giving as many warnings as we possibly can. We are using safety tools. I highly... Drinking blood is cannibalism, Julian. You can't fucking pull this shit.
Don't believe you. No blood has been drank yet.
Anyway, yeah, plenty of blood was drank off camera in Barovia. Please feel free to step away if we reach a problem point for us, folks. We may need to take a break. I don't think it's happened yet, but the worst is yet to come. Before we start, what happened last time? What happened last week?
We each had our own pocket scenes.
Oh, I played with a toy.
I was gonna say you don't want to say.
I was waiting for
talk
everyone
about
else
it?
to go first, because
I had the privilege, Mordecai had the privilege of meeting,
Markiplier.
the Burgomaster.
The
Sounds
other,
nothing like Markiplier.
the new
Looks
Burger
like it.
Master.
The new rotund, happy
The Burger
Burgomaster.
King.
He is the Burger King to, Ismark's McDonald's.
What?
That's true, because Ismark is a clown.
Don't talk about my son that way.
He owns.
Talk about baby boy like that.
Look, I'm just saying it. I'm
Anyways.
saying it
Like
out of
that.
character.
Anyways. Mordecai got wheeled around town by the Burgomaster, and Mordecai was like, mentally like, I'm not having any of this shit, and did not buy a thing he said, even though, like, so the Burgomaster was saying, like, a bunch of scary, cryptic shit that was not, like, directly scary, but it's, like, his sheer happiness in the face of all this is terrifying in and of itself. He was like, isn't everybody so happy? And Mordecai was like, yeah. Look at my smile.
That's not
I'm
really here.
happy. So yeah, Mordecai was a little freaked out by that. And then the Burgomaster was like, you are going to have cigars
And
with
why?
me.
Maybe,
You will have cigars.
maybe the Burger Master should be French.
You will have cigars. I can't do French.
Just laugh.
Hon, we baguette.
Hold on.
That's basically what had happened.
You
That's
pet
the
a
most important
dog.
part.
You pet a dog, though, right?
He does have cool dogs, good puppies.
Wait, can you pet the dog in Curse of Strahd, Mordecai? Yes, you can.
Yes.
Yes.
You can pet some of the dogs, yes.
You can pet all of the dogs if you believe in yourself.
Some of
You
them
might lose
might.
your arm, though.
Some of them might bite you, but you can pet them. Who went next after that?
Cassia.
Well, then I had to like reach from the other side of my screen to unmute. Um, Cassia went back to her camp. Tried to stop a boy from getting whipped to near death. Succeeded. Kind of had a dick measuring contest with the leader of the camp. While she was just staring blank faced at him and calling him a fucking toddler for throwing a tantrum.
You're a fucking tool.
Man,
We're
baby.
a tool, and you should be out there right now looking for your daughter instead
Baby man.
of abusing this babysitter. That who knows if he has parents, but Cassie has his mom now. The Dastani took him back into one of their tents to heal him up, and he said that the girl he was watching was a seer, a young seer, which is unusual, especially for her. And that the dad kind of knew, and that's why he didn't want her to be like outside the camp. And basically, he got bonked at the lake and blacked out, and she was gone. And he tried hiding. He was found. Cassie was like, "Well, I'm gonna have a word with him."
Didn't he get knocked out?
Yeah, he got bonked.
She said bonked.
Oh.
He literally got bonked on the side of the head and then passed out.
Bonk! Bonk!
Give him that. Yeah. That's what happened with Cassia before she decided to go back to the tavern.
Right. Riley went to the orphanage and went to see if the little boy was there, and he was there. Turns out Morgantha is not a terrible person, and she does go by her word. She still might be feeding us people.
Oh.
I don't know.
Mild cannibalism.
You said there was cannibalism. This is a perfect opportunity to have it.
If Mordecai's Will Graham, then is Morgantha Hannibal?
Well, I don't know if I approve of that ship.
No, thank you. He went over and there's a whole bunch of children there, presumably without parents. And he went to go ahead and talk to the little boy. And talk is not really a great way to describe the conversation that happened. Riley kind of talked with him in the general vicinity of him while they played dolls. But they weren't dolls, they were just sort of household items.
Oh, they were Blinsky.
And a Blinsky.
One of them was a doll, and Riley had a feather duster.
Yeah. One of them was a household item, the other one was a Blinsky doll. But Riley got the impression that there are people, when people die, they don't go anywhere. Right? They don't go anywhere. They kind of linger and stuff like that, waiting for somebody who is quote-unquote empty, and then they could go into somebody who is empty. Implying that, like, possession is definitely a thing that can happen, and that there are empty people around Barovia.
A surplus of bodies and not enough souls to go in.
Not enough souls to go in.
So reincarnation is definitely a weird thing in Barovia.
But yeah, there's an excess of bodies, which means there's a lot of empty people, not enough souls, and so these people tend to kind of just they vibe. These are just people who are vibing in their own ways. And it turned out that the kid very well is empty, and he discussed how Riley is half empty. And when the old woman who owned the who was running the orphanage, asked him if he figured out the kid's name, he said no. But he did tell the woman that he needs somebody to just be there near him, and that maybe she might find improvement from just that. And then she talked about how she had somebody that was helping her who would volunteer at the church, but he is sick. And when Riley went up there to go see this sick person, he saw basically a young man who his eyes were open, but was definitely, nobody looked like they were home. But he looked uncomfortable in a very bad way. This thing is similar to how Riley knows that his dad died. His dad and Luke's dad. How he died. And so Riley was inclined to believe that something is afoot. Maybe. And he intends to figure out what is ailing this person and to perhaps save him, because he could not save his own father.
Cool. And then Luke went down to the Abbey, to which, to preface, there was actually people in the service, so that's a great improvement from the last church we were at. Luke was greeted by what was his name? He was the abbot, right? Or
Father
not Solove. Petro? I don't know.
Huh?
Petrovich.
I don't know any of these
Petrovich.
names.
Petrovich, you were so close.
Write them down. Oh,
Hard. It's hard, okay?
you're me this time around. I didn't know shit last game.
It's the D&D names. I'm just like, what?
They're just Russian names.
They're regular names.
It's because they're being given to Julian in the context of D&D. If they
Yes.
were given to Julian in the context of Rippers, Julian would remember every single character's name.
Probably, but it's fine.
They're not hot enough. It's fine.
No, this man is very old. But, however, this old man and Luke spoke for quite a bit of time. We found out, and I guess I should say Luke, Luke found out that this place is on hallowed ground. There was a saint that fought against Strahd and then died on the grounds where the church was built, I believe, or died in the church. One of the two. Regardless, their remains are still within the Undercroft or wherever Father Petrovich is keeping them, essentially. And it essentially creates this literal safe bubble that Strahd can't infiltrate. So this is great news for Irina and Ismark, who the entire point of them wanting to come here was to hopefully find some sort of solace away from the weird stalkering thing happening. Luke also found out the location of perhaps one of our allies might be. That is obviously not here, but it is something that we can look into later for investigating the Mists card. Luke also found out that there was another town, a fourth city, that is not here anymore because Strahd had a temper tantrum because he didn't get what he wanted. So, I guess that is the limit on how much one can piss him off, because he will just flatten a city if he feels like it. So, if he flattens all the cities, then, I mean, he has nothing else to flatten, so, I mean, if that might work out. We could just hide in the woods. But,
I guess that's true.
take the baby, let the baby break all his toys, and then he has nothing else to mess with. But that being said, Luke went to Irina and Ismark and let them know about said information, and there was some talk about Irina possibly going down the path of being a paladin. Because why constantly live in fear of this awful man that wants to do whatever with you when you can be empowered yourself and fight against this person? So Luke and Ismark are going to try to help Irina. Maybe Father Petrovich will help as well in that regard. And yeah, Luke can basically be like, here, you can do the final blow. It'll be great. And then Irina was really into it, so yay. And then they, as a group, went back to the tavern because all the nights were paid for. So we all reconvened.
Mm-hmm.
And am I gonna keep going?
Who'd you meet
Mordecai
at the
wasn't
tavern?
having anyone's shit.
That's right. Mordecai got drunk real quick.
Mordecai got drunk real quick because no body fat, so it happened quick because he didn't want to deal with anybody's shit anymore. Because that amount of unwanted social interaction was enough for him, for the Burgomaster.
Yeah.
But socialization was still going to happen because when we reconvened with each other to talk about stuff of what we were going to do next, specifically going to the lake to perhaps save this young girl, or at least investigate where she was last seen. It was noticed upon the group that while Ismark and Irina were kind of shooting the shit at the bar, that there was this nice man, this nice boy.
You skipped the nice man that talked to us first.
Oh, there was a Mario came and he said spaghetti.
I tell him
He
the
said,
story.
"I have my cart outside. I am the circus man.
But
I am
let
a
me
bard,
tell
but
the story.
I tell a story. You give me story. I give you wares.
I tell you the story, you telling me the story, and then we have relationship. You get to rank 10, and then I give you the thing."
And then Luke and Mordecai looked at each other and nodded.
I think we truly understood each other at that moment in time.
Yeah.
That was one of the nice mans, and then the other nice man was talking to Irina, but everybody kind of felt really weird about him because,
He
like,
didn't talk to us
He was
first.
just too nice.
he's just too nice.
He didn't talk to us first. That's where I draw the line. Like, if the NPCs are talking amongst themselves, they're not talking to us first. It's like,
Who the
squid
fuck are
Dare
you?
they have a social life?
How fucking dare they? That means
he-
that Irina's more important than we are. I mean, look at Cassia. She's beautiful.
Well, Irina's from the book and we're not.
So there.
Either way, everybody had a little, like, excuse you, why are you talking to our children that we are taking care of? And he was like, I'm just this nice guy who lives here. I wasn't from here, and then I got
I used to
stuck
be an adventurer like you, and then my boss took an arrow to the head.
arrow to the head.
Oh yeah, and then while this was happening, like Luke and Mordecai like absconded back to the bar, and they were like, "I don't trust this guy. I don't trust this guy either. He's not undead. Well, shit." And then Mordecai intimidated him.
And Mordecai just, like, head just sort of slides into view as Basali is telling his life story, and just sort of just, like, comes in from the side and is just like, oh yeah?
Tell me more.
Trying to, like, fucking see if he'll slip up.
Mordecai's just sitting there like,
And,
yeah.
and basically, he explains that he's not from here. He got taken by the mist along with his teacher. His teacher died during that big revolt.
He sounds like he's from here though, with that name.
Yeah.
With that big revolt or whatever, and he's been living here ever since. He got adopted, sort of, by the burgomaster's wife.
It's another noble woman who happens to live here. Yeah.
The
He was helped out, and now he just lives here.
Now he just lives
the
here.
burgomaster's wife is Father Petrovich's sister.
Yes.
Got it.
That's
Okay,
what I
I know that the wife was mentioned at some
You
point.
still haven't met this woman, which is why it's all still a little weird. There's a lot of fucking NPCs in Valaki.
So either way, as homeboy left, we were just like,
That was weird. Exactly like that, Jesse.
and that's it.
No, then a dude kicked down the door and was like, "Come with me."
Yeah, the dude kicked down the door and said, "It's time to party."
We
Yeah,
like to
Irina and
party.
Ismark went to bed, and then the Hulk basically walked into the bar and said, "I come to bring you places."
Mordecai said, "Fuck."
But yeah, that's about the long and short of it.
Because
Thank you very much.
pre-gamed too hard.
Yeah, Mordecai pre-gamed a little too hard, so maybe we're burning a 3rd level spell slot to help him out. But I will say that is correct.
I don't
Hooray!
have any 3rd level spells.
What?
I don't have 3rd level spells.
2nd level spell. Never mind. Anyway,
I was like, surprise.
yeah, bitch, you're level 6. Woo! That is it. Yes, thank you very, very much. We begin. In the hours leading up to evening, the gray sky over Valaki finally let loose as a downpour of rain began to soak the valley. The cobbled streets became hazardous stretches as mud seeped out all over the stones themselves, making the streets a slick, pitted nightmare. The few folks still out at this hour quickly duck for shelter to avoid the oppressive damp. Everyone, that is, except for all of you. You have a very important date to make. And as you are guided through the streets by the hulking form of Izek Stratsny, even the short walk seems endless
Bless you.
as he slowly plods on, utterly uncaring as the rain drenches him to his skin. As we are walking, I want to ask what everybody's clothing situation is. And yes, Riley, what's up?
Does he have a 6-pack?
You can't tell because he is wearing maybe the heaviest cloak you've literally ever seen.
Oh, okay.
Like, you can't see this dude's arms.
Same.
Though, Mordecai, you recognize this guy as the big motherfucker who was putting up new flyers in the town
Brick
square.
shit house.
Yes, Brick
Yeah.
Shit House.
Mordecai's probably leaning between like. Wait, are Ismark and Irina there? I'm sorry.
no, they're
No,
asleep.
they're at sleep. They went to bed.
Okay. He's probably between like teetering between like Luke and Riley or Cassia, whoever. He probably doesn't know.
Dunk, dunk,
And-
dunk.
He's just kind of doing his best to keep up, but Mordecai has a cloak, so I don't know how much difference that will make.
It's getting heavier and heavier as you walk, not only because you're drunk, but because it's just
The
getting
need to get rid of clothing is becoming more and more.
I've already
Yes.
imagined it in my head that like Mordecai is between Luke and Cassia, and Riley's like behind him, holding his quarterstaff to keep him upright.
like a brace.
Meanwhile, Riley's completely dry because of his big ol' hat.
Except the hat is kind of like flopped down. So you look like one of the mages from like Final Fantasy where you just
I mean,
kind of
that's
your
how I
eyes.
wanted him to look originally, anyway. So
Yeah.
kind of very like black mage style.
Hey, Michael, would you allow me to cast as a ritual destroy water so that rain doesn't affect me?
Explain.
Well, no, because it says for creator destroy water, you can either you can create rain in a 30 cube range, but then it says under destroy water, it says you can destroy fog in a 30-foot cube range. So why can't I destroy rain?
I think it's because it's gonna keep coming. So destroy water would be like the after. Like, you guys are soaked, but you're somewhere else now. Now you can get rid of all the water and dry yourselves.
Okay.
But I think you're still gonna get wet on the wet. I mean,
Doesn't
you can do it, but then
prestidigitation
it'll
do
just
that
keep...
too?
Yeah.
No, it just cleans.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But yeah, like if you did destroy water while you were walking, you would just get wet again.
Oh, okay.
Because it would just
It'd be a
keep
bit of a
raining.
waste.
So is there a way you could cast it as a ritual and then like have it like pop off later?
Oh, I see what you mean. If you time it correctly, yeah. Like I'll say, rituals basically just add 10 minutes to the casting time, which is going to be about the length of this fucking walk anyway.
Okay.
So you're just getting ready. You're like, this sucks, but we're gonna get dry. We're gonna get dry at some point. We're gonna be dry.
Sure.
But this sucks for right now. Cassia, do you have a coat of any kind, or are you just like wearing hot dress?
Are you just being hot girl shit?
Everything's pasted onto her now.
Everything's see-through for me.
It is fucking form-fitting to all hell, and she's not okay.
No, she's just being a hot bitch. It doesn't matter.
But
Hot
then
bitch lost in the rain.
all
One of
I'm
those things where like
saying-
your legs start not being able to move because the
Exactly.
dress is just...
when you're hot, you don't feel cold, okay?
It just evaporates when it hits her skin.
No, but the thing is, you can see every curve of her is the problem. Mordecai looks like a wet rat.
Why are you saying that's a problem?
it's not an
The
issue,
problem
I
for her,
promise.
because
It's a problem
she won't
for
be
her.
able to fucking move right.
Look,
Yeah.
it won't be a problem once we get there. I got us covered.
Right.
Like, you just hear
Exactly.
Luke is muttering like this incantation under his breath.
Yeah, shivering underneath because you're basically wearing like one of those funny little vests that only goes like right to above the nipples.
Everything's very sheer on him. I don't care if it says like, I have armor toggled off visually.
I wish
Yes.
we were all wearing dresses that just stopped right above our nips.
Yep.
Or cautious, she just like crossing her arms just to make sure.
They look heavy, ma'am. They held for you.
I almost
After
made the
what
Game
se-
Grumps jokes, but I didn't.
Wow. After what seems like an eternity, you finally make it to a large house, lit from within with oil lamps. The mansion has walls of plastered stone that display many scars where the plaster has fallen away from age and neglect. Drapes cover every window, including a large arched opening above the mansion's double-door entrance. Izek bangs a meaty fist on the front door. And after a moment, yeah, I had to say meaty. That's the only way to
No,
describe
I just
it.
don't like his
Fist.
name because it sounds like Izek.
Isaac. I wasn't gonna pronounce it Isaac because it's spelled in a more fun way. Isaac with a Z and everything. After a moment, a maid opens the door, almost flinching at the sight of him. Oh, good evening, Master Isaac. All done with deliveries for the day? List one. Isaac grunts as he moves into the entrance hall past the woman. She seems slightly perplexed at the sight of you all, but very quickly ushers you all inside. Oh, please come in out of the cold. May I take your coats?
And you cast the thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say like Luke just kind of just like once they're all inside and then
Yeah.
I hope we don't have 10 gallons of water on our person. All of us.
No, you're probably fine.
Yeah.
So what happens is that everything's staticky now.
What if it's like the air just like comes up from underneath us, and like it's like Marilyn Monroe, and then like Riley just looks like a bubble because of the
And then the water just swooshes back out the door.
yeah.
Well, Cassia hates everything.
I like to imagine just a very quick evaporation as everybody just steams for a second and it's gone.
Yeah.
Beans.
Oh.
You can take coats that are not dripping wet now.
Lovely. She will take whatever coats and accoutrements you would like to surrender, and you kind of look around this room and you can see this grand foyer, which features a wide staircase with a sculpted railing. There are framed portraits adorning all the walls, and a long carpeted hall stretches almost the length of the mansion, has several doors leading away from it, including one at the very far end. One thing that's probably odd about this place is that you see throughout the hall and the main entrance, you see these massive bundles of twigs just kind of heaped together against the walls. An open door to the side of the room leads into what appears to be a parlor, which is full of the sounds of teacups clinking and the chattering of women. Yes,
I
exactly.
think it's a register. I heard teacups and I was like,
Oh.
then it's women's.
Ezek, in the meantime, has deposited his coat into the adjacent mudroom and begun to trudge up the stairs in his muddy boots. not paying any more attention to any of you. Everybody roll me a perception check. It's not going to be a difficult one by any stretch.
He's unhappy I didn't do it on him too.
I mean, yeah, literally all of you. Like I think Luke and Riley, maybe you're taking a moment to like adjust your clothes now that everything's all kind of steamed out and weird or whatever. But Cassia and Mordecai, you realize immediately one thing that is immediately noticeable is the fact that Izek's left arm is massive and deformed, covered in red barbs and ending in long claws.
How did we not notice that walking over here?
Fleshcraft.
Because he had a
big,
huge fucking cloak.
Yeah, you're right.
He does like the M Bison thing where his cloak is just kind of over him.
That's the hand that he jerks off to. That's why it's so big.
I was gonna make that comment, but I didn't want to.
I don't
It's
know
okay.
if it's the
I made it.
alcohol. Did you all see that? His
Just make sure. Feathers.
his
What?
arm was massive
What's massive?
and about that Izek's arm.
Cassia looks up to see her own black stained hands. Probably some sort of magic mishap.
Perhaps could just be from overusing magic, or it could be something
And I roll
sinister.
Arcana.
Can I roll something too?
Yeah, whoever would like to may roll Arcana.
Riley just does this, like.
Riley's like,
Let's roll my -2.
Oof.
Hey!
Whoa.
Cassie's like, I don't know, it's
poor
magic.
being.
I don't know.
Cassia's
It's
like, he probably fucked up a spell or something.
either that or that's his good arm.
That's his good arm, yeah.
With a 19, Luke, and not having seen the thing yourself, I mean, with the description, it's like you're getting like a demon's arm or something. Is kind of what it like the vibe is. Clearly doesn't match. Yeah, I mean, like the thing you think of is fucking maybe he fucked up a spell. Maybe it was like they don't do transplants. It's hard to say what the fuck happened there.
I'm gonna figure out how to make transplants happen.
Do we know if patchwork men exist in this universe?
Well, with a 19, I will say there are such things. I mean, there are golems, and there
Yeah.
are golems crafted from flesh.
Big boys.
It's Jasper, guys. He's here.
Jasper.
No.
The fact that he is speaking, however, throws you off of that theory because golems are just mindless constructs, regardless of what they're made of. And he seemed to have at least some sentience about him, though he's a man of few words.
Okay. Luke will kind of like assess that, and he kind of like leans over to Mordecai, and he'll say, "Maybe a gift from the Dark Lord himself."
Probably. Christ.
So
I just kind of scrub his face.
As you all are standing there kind of talking about that, the maid comes back from depositing your coats in the mud room, which is very clearly right next to the door. You will know where to get your shit afterwards. But she will say, beg your pardon, but are you not familiar with Master Izek's disability?
Oh no, we're quite new.
Well, word to the wise, best not to mention it. Might I inquire why it is you're here this evening? Are you here to see the Baron?
Yes, he invited us over for cigars and brandy, I believe.
Oh, invited, lovely. Well, you're welcome to wait in the den. I'll just go and fetch him, if you like. Please, just through here. She will make a gesture as if she will take you where you want to go, but she's the maid. She will answer questions if you have them. Or if not, you can just feel free to follow along with her.
I mean, Luke will ask if she knows like what the arm is.
afraid none of us know. He didn't always have it. In fact, he just woke up with it one day.
And no one was
didn't.
concerned.
Well, he didn't have one before, you see. Lost it as a boy.
Oh, so it grew. Interesting.
Definitely.
I suppose.
A gift.
No way, what was it?
It's, well, served him well, shall we say. And she looks a little uncomfortable as she turns to lead you down the hall.
She's like, I've seen him fucking kill a motherfucker with those arms, and it's not fun to watch.
Yeah.
Something tells me we shouldn't mess with it.
At the very least, keep an eye out.
Speaking of keep an eye out, roll me perception.
No.
While you're walking down this short hall.
Everybody.
Riley,
Yeah, whoever wants
Riley
to.
just wants to go into the room where all the ladies are laughing.
I'm super distracted.
Anime lady laugh.
Yeah, as Luke and Mordecai are kind of like what you were just saying, like commiserating with each other, being like, "We should just keep an eye on this motherfucker because that looks spooky." Cassia and Riley, you just kind of look around at the portraits hanging on the walls, and they all appear to be probably relations of the Burgomaster, like forefathers, you know, old family photos of Burgomasters past.
Ah, yes, the Whopper.
Shut the fuck up. But this truly is the home of the Whopper. But as you take a look at them, you notice that, like, they look very alike. And I mean, like, very alike.
Strong genes, or it's either strong genes, the family tree is a stick, or
We have Simisis and Giovanni here.
or there's some cloning going on here.
Given the state of the disrepair of the outside of the house, I don't know if they figured out cloning yet.
I'm
But-
putting my money on
Right,
the family tree being just a
The stick.
branch. Yeah.
But they keep it trimmed, we'll say. But eventually, yes, you will make your way into the den, the den itself, which is a cozy, carpeted little place with a fireplace, chairs and couches. The room reeks of pipe smoke. Like somebody smokes a lot in here and it gets into the upholstery, you know?
Oh, I
Absolutely
hate
thick
that.
with smoke.
Yeah. If it was humid in here, you'd see like the walls start to drip that yellow shit. That's what happens when you find out that the person who lived in your house before used to smoke in the bathroom. You take a shower and the walls ooze yellow slime. Anyway.
What?
Yeah.
Fun facts.
Nicotine,
Mounted.
Yeah, nicotine,
Smoke
like, kills
damage.
everything.
Oh yeah.
And
My
it never leaves.
my family's apartment has hella smoke damage because both of my parents smoked a lot.
You can repaint and it will still bleed through. Anyway, you also see mounted on the east wall above the fireplace is the head of an angry-looking brown bear.
Oh, thank
Darn.
God it's not a
Ruined the
wolf.
motif.
Not a wolf. I know. Fuck the motif. But the maid will just kind of like lead you all in and say, "Please, feel free to make yourselves comfortable. I'll go find his lordship now." And she will leave with the door open as she kind of plods her way upstairs to go find the Baron. Very, very clearly in the vein of like, make yourselves very comfortable. If you need to, you know, if you wanna fuck around, feel free.
Gonna fuck around.
Be prepared to find out.
Fuck around, open a window.
Yeah.
That's what Cassie is actually going to go do.
Yeah, I mean, you will see there is like a window on the north wall that you can, again, move these kind of heavy drapes and wrench up this like lead window.
I don't need to wrench up shit. I use thaumaturgy to just boop.
No, there you go then. Yeah, you and like a year of dust and creaky
Gotta use my zero
chipped
strength.
comes off of it as the window does open. Maybe a couple like drips and drops of rain get on the sill and maybe a little bit inside, but it immediately feels like it
The smell of
mitigates
rain
the
is better.
stank. The smell of rain is better, and the
I'm
cold
just-
is preferable.
I can just tell you for a fact the whole time Mordecai's nose has been scrunched.
He's
this
gonna be
is-
sneezing tomorrow. Just allergies.
Yeah.
But yeah, you are left to your own devices for now. What do you all want to do?
Riley wants to take flight to float up to touch the bear head.
you just float up to the head.
You're just gonna inspect the taxidermy.
Yeah, pretty much. That it is
Yeah.
it is of Riley's interest, so Riley's going to actually touch it.
Yeah, roll me a either a medicine check or a survival check.
I'm gonna go survival. 19.
Yeah, I mean it is excellently taxidermied. It's old. It's old as balls. Like maybe a solid like 50, 60 years since this thing has been mounted,
The
and
skin is stretched perfectly across
You
the
know,
face.
In my
no,
field,
no sign of wear and
technical
tear.
term,
Yeah, old as
old
balls.
as balls. Ballpark estimate.
You don't even see a wound on it. Like the whatever
Body wound.
was used to kill it was either patched perfectly or below where it was severed. This bear was killed for the purposes of being a trophy, expertly.
Riley's gonna more comment on how expensive it would be to do something like this.
Oh yeah, like I mean, in the pawn shops of Neverwinter, I mean, it's a little commonplace to see, mounted animal trophies, but like this is worth
Jesus.
several gold at least.
Maybe 1, 2.
3,
7 or 8.
several.
Dare I say, yeah. And of course, the rug on the floor is probably that same bear,
Riley's
and
gonna
it's big.
I mean, they're using more than one piece of the bear.
There you go.
use all of the bear.
Well,
Riley's.
at least they treated it respectfully. You stole it.
This is nice.
I'd imagine that there are lots of things that are nice here. As Luke kind of goes to find somewhere to sit down.
Plenty of places, yeah, couches and padded chairs and the like.
Such a nice man could only have the nicest things, I reckon.
You don't need to be nice to be rich.
I didn't mean it that way.
I wonder.
Oh, sorry.
I wonder why someone like this is allowed to have so much nice things.
Well,
Because
since you
he's-
see it, generations over generations of accumulated power.
How long has Strahd been in charge?
My guess is at least hundreds of years.
Cassia, roll a history with advantage.
I was just gonna be like, this bitch just showed up and then.
He showed up like 2
Whatever.
years ago.
He's been here for 6 months.
And look
Got
what
here
happened.
last week.
It was much worse before Strahd.
I at least tell Henry was all this is.
There was
With
this guy
a
named
17.
Dracula.
Jesus. With a 17, yeah, I mean, this has been probably passed down. I mean, hell, Casimir told you himself. Casimir supposedly lived in this valley before Strahd even got here. Strahd has probably been in power for close to 400 years now.
Woo! Sorry. That's a long
Barely an elder.
If he was an elder, you'd be fucked.
Yeah, this whole adventure wouldn't be possible.
He'd also be in the Middle East somewhere.
Give or take, he's been here for about 400 years.
Hmm.
So that would make sense if it did go from power going down from generation to generation.
That's the only way trickle-down economics works.
What?
I didn't know you had a business major.
Mordecai vehemently anti-Reagan. Anyway.
Sorry, that one kind of
Mordecai anti-Reagan.
right out.
But yeah, as you're kind of sitting and talking, it's been a minute and
It's been a while.
nobody's come down since I could. Oh my, The Baron has
That's
not.
the cough of the Baron. He's actually coming down the hall from all this fucking pipe smoke.
Nobody has arrived, and you hear kind of the laughter and chatter from the parlor up front kind of intensify for a moment before settling back down.
They sound like they're having fun over there.
Probably. I'm quite content to stay right here.
Mordecai didn't tell you where we were supposed to meet him, other than his manor.
He just told me somebody would come get us.
Which was
So
Big
they
Arm
did.
Man.
I'd be careful.
Now it makes me
Are we
wonder.
supposed to follow him? Or
No. The receptionist maid lady said that someone would come for us. Did she know?
I mean, the door's open. We're not prisoners yet.
Well, wouldn't it be rude to intrude? Honestly, I would much rather stay out here.
even though
Between me
common folk, it
Well,
would be not so rude.
what if I... Luke kind of uncrosses his legs and stands back up. Need to use the washroom.
Well, what if I need to jump out that window?
Then by all means. Unless Luke says as he walks past you.
He's like sticking a leg out the window. He's like already halfway through.
He's halfway to the Krusty Burger across the street.
Mordecai is the introvert that just does not. The battery has been spent.
Already.
Oh,
It's
that
been
whole
spent.
goddamn experience. At least you guys aren't like grabbing him and throttling him
Still
around.
drunk. But,
That's why he's halfway out the window.
I will, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna feign like I'm looking for
He's
the
halfway
bathroom.
out the window, and Cassia's like barely holding onto his fucking coat.
No, don't
Fall.
leave.
Please.
No, don't come back.
There's a bunch of bushes you're gonna fall into.
Yeah, if you're gonna feign using the washroom, I knew one of you would do this, so I memorized where it was.
Also, because we did
I'm
this
dead
last
serious.
time. We did this.
Yes.
We did this on Gilded
It's a
Tides.
fair-
Nick
Without
and Noel
fail,
ran off. to-
Every game that I've ever done where somebody is in somebody else's house, they go to the bathroom to snoop, and it's great. But hey,
I mean,
it's that's the way it works,
That's
man.
what relatives do. Actually.
It's true.
I do that all the time.
Ooh, look at. Ooh, you got Bed Bath and Body Works. Ooh, gonna wash my hands with this. Use all your
I do
lotion.
judge what people have in their bathrooms.
Straight in the medicine cabinet. Yeah, we're the antipsychotics. What do I know? How do I know what I'm dealing with here?
Oh, I'm just talking about soap.
No,
I know,
no,
I'm
no.
just
What
kidding.
like you judge people if like they have like just the stack
A
of
toilet
paper.
cover. If they have like a plush toilet cover.
Oh, I tried
hate
one of
those.
those exactly once, and it lasted about a week.
I don't know how my grandma's had one the whole time I've been alive.
Like the same
How
one.
much does she weigh? I mean, that's the long and
Oh
short.
wait, are you talking about the actual like rim that you sit your
Yes.
ass upon?
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck? No, I'm. talking
Yeah,
about
they
the
have
cover.
those. Those exist.
No, Taylor, I was talking about both.
Oh,
Yes,
well, no, it's
both
just
is
the
better.
cover.
Awful.
Anyway, okay, you step out the door. To your right, you got a door immediately in front of you. You got a door.
Oh, he's not looking. He's just going. He's gonna go in the direction.
He's gonna
where-
open a door and say, "Oh, I thought this was the washroom."
where the voices are coming from.
Oh, you're going back down to the parlor. Okay.
I'm going and I'm walking in any direction.
Yeah, okay. You make your way back down toward the front and kind of turn your way. And this door is open as well, or open-ish. And as you kind of like push your way in, you see exactly what it looked like. It's a parlor containing a fine array of furnishings and draperies with an overall feminine touch, whatever the fuck that means.
Doilies.
Doilies. Oh yeah, lots of doilies. Around the room are seated 8 women of various ages in comfortable chairs. They all wear faded clothes, drink tea, and devour cake, while a 9th woman, well-dressed and very pleased with herself.
I'm sorry, hold on. I thought you said knife woman.
That's what I thought. You
Knife
said.
woman.
You didn't say knife woman?
A 9th woman.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Like
I
this
thought
is
you
the
said
number
knife.
nine.
Woman.
That's
No.
like, I knew you said knife, but it sounded like
The
knife.
Christopher Eccleston of women. which is a Doctor Who joke. Anyway, well dressed and very
better be
pleased with
spewing
herself.
Anti-Reagan propaganda too.
Hell yeah, dude. She hates Thatcher. Talks
Why not?
excitedly about decorations for the impending festival. In between their cakes and tea, the women work together to sew costumes and what appear to be weave twigs for the upcoming festival. Those bundles they have a bundle, one of those bundles, which they're taking the twigs out of and kind of like weaving them together like a wicker basket.
They're making a wicker man. Guys, we gotta get out of here.
But
This reminds me of Over the Garden Wall, the episode where they go to the pumpkins. Yep.
Yes, yeah. But they just kind of like they kind of stop as they're talking and look up to you, and so you are just kind of standing there.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Guest of the Baron, do you know where the washroom is?
Oh, are you who he said he was bringing over tonight? The well-dressed woman says with a glass of wine in her hand.
Is it wine or is it blood? One of many.
Oh, well, that's lovely. Why didn't you stop in and say hello?
Oh, we weren't exactly, brought here, but if you all don't mind, collaborating on a social gathering while we wait for the Baron.
Well, this is a bit of a ladies' night, but I'll tell you what. I want to show you something, and she'll kind of like walk on over to you.
Old women do be like that. Come, let me show you something.
And she will say, "I'm Lydia, by the way, Lydia Petrovna, the burgomaster's wife." But
oh, pleasure to meet you. I met your brother not too long ago.
Oh, how is Lucien?
He's doing well. He sends his regards.
Lovely. Well, this is our little social club. Roll me an insight check.
Luke is like, oh no, what have I done? I keep rolling sevens today.
Yeah, what's going on? But I mean, all the women just kind of like are looking up at you and eating and drinking their tea still. You get nothing from that.
Mm-hmm.
But she will say, now come on, and she will usher you toward the center of the room, and just kind of reach down and pluck something from one of the other women, like bright green fabric. It looks like with yellow, and she holds it up. She says, "Isn't this darling?" And she holds it up, and it looks almost like a baby's onesie, complete with like buttons on the undercarriage there, but it's like bright green, and it has a hood that has flower petals all around where the head would poke through.
Oh, okay. Luke sees this and he smiles as best as he can, and he says, "Oh, that is quite a feat. Definitely a lot of craftsmanship went into the petals."
Bless you. Yes, this is a part of a little collaboration between myself and our resident Mr. Blinsky. He's ever so good.
Oh, yes,
but yes,
I've seen plenty of his toys.
Yes, aren't they wonderful? In any case, this is all for the Festival of the Blazing Sun at the end of the week, so make sure to mark your calendar.
Oh, yes, I think based on one of my other compatriots that we're definitely going to be attending.
Oh, good. Well, I'll look forward to seeing you there.
Wonderful. Can you actually tell me a little bit about what this festival entails, other than your masterful craftsmanship?
Oh, yes, of course. Well, it's all about bringing light back to the valley. It's very wonderful. It's, well, I'm not going to spoil everything, but flowers, light. We've got beets and turnips in the other room to symbolize bringing things that don't get to see the sun's light into the sun. It's going to be truly wonderful.
Oh.
Let's just hope that the weather keeps being as good as it is.
Is she gonna try to sell you essential oils now?
It's Gwyneth Paltrow. She says this, and Luke, knowing that Father Petrovich and her don't see eye to eye much anymore, he finds that interesting. And then he kind of gives like I would like to have him kind of give like a look around the room to see if there's any, because I've seen a lot of Morning Lord symbology before. Do I see any of that here at all, or?
Maybe you see like one, it's the equivalent of having a single crucifix in your grandma's house to keep up appearances.
Live, laugh, love.
Yes, which is the name of this episode.
That's why I made that face.
Really?
Yes, it
'Cause
literally
I just
is.
saw it. Like, I didn't look.
I called it.
We're all gonna
Yep.
get divorced now, Michael.
Damn it.
That's what live, laugh, love means if it's in your house.
Can't get divorced if they
Fine.
died first.
Well,
Oops.
we're getting
Surprise.
divorced. They're getting divorced.
Everyone's getting divorced. Okay, so she says that, and Luke will kind of nod, and he'll say, well, if the weather doesn't permit, and if I do attend, and then Luke's hands will kind of glow, and he's going to kind of use light to kind of like show off a little bit, being like, haha, the light. And then also kind of subtly hint that he's a cleric.
Yeah, all the other women in the room kind of like gasp and murmur to each other for a half a second.
Magic
And-
user, a witch.
A witch, burn him! But she'll say, "Oh my, I haven't seen anything like that in quite a while."
Oh, really? Well, I mean, I would have thought that you, or at least people in the town, might have seen such things given the state of the church at the end of the town.
Oh, well, my brother, I don't think gets that many folks interested, unfortunately. Church is just so drab. So, it makes you think about all those negative things that sometimes you just can't afford to think about.
They're the same fucking person, her and her.
But in any case, that is enough, mister. If you're going to be at the festival, you get to see the full thing. So, you were looking for the garderobe, were you?
Yes.
Just up the stairs. I'll tell you what, Nora can show you. Nora! And she will kind of shout out, and you'll hear like a cluck, 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 cluck. As a horse, as the maid comes back
I
down
was
the
like,
stairs.
horse. Over the garden wall horse.
She's basically wearing character shoes. She's in like the full fucking French maid get up.
Oh, God.
Oh, she
Kinda,
probably
sorta.
hates it.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely this place thinks it's Downton Abbey, and Downton Abbey it ain't. She comes back down the stairs and yes, Mum. Would you show what was your name?
Lucas.
Yes. Would you show Lucas to the restroom? Yes, Mum. This way, sir. And she'll say, "Now you don't tell anybody what you saw here."
My eyes are closed, my lips are sealed.
That's right. And she will kind of like give you a little pat and take a little sip and kind of close the door a little bit as she goes back to her sewing circle.
Okay.
But the maid will say, apologies, his lordship is tending to some business, but I can take you up.
Oh, thank you. And he turns to walk with her, and he kind of waits till he gets a little bit away from the door, and he'll say, if his lordship is predisposed for the night, I suppose we could always come back another time.
Oh, no, he's dealing with this all day in and out. I think this is his last meeting. He'll be ever so thankful to have the break afterwards.
Oh. I'm assuming just typical city duties.
Oh, yes. Typical. And she will continue to lead you up the stairs.
Oh, when she says that, I'm gonna roll an insight.
Okay, go ahead.
What does typical mean?
It is unfortunately quite typical, which means it's not the most savory thing in the world, is the vibe that you're getting from her. Can't say exactly what that means, just as you make it up to the stairs, and she will kind of point you off into the direction, which is down the hall, second door on the left, and then the door at the far end of the room.
Okay, I'm lost, guys. You won't see me the
Sorry.
rest of the night.
Well, you will hear as she kind of walks back down the stairs, assumedly probably to go tend to either her ladyship or the rest of you. You will hear the sound of like muffled, not sobbing, but like pleading, coming from one of the rooms.
Is that on my way to the loo?
Yes. So you're gonna pass one hallway, and then it's the next hallway that you have to turn down. But in that first hallway, the one door of like one of the big rooms there is where you hear this coming from.
Fuck it, I'll snoop.
Okay. Roll me. What are you doing?
I want to slowly walk down, see if I hear anything being said.
Okay. First, I would like a stealth check,
Oh, fuck that.
and then I would like a perception.
It's not terrible.
Hmm.
And for the perception,
Okay. As you were walking down, the door is not that far from the entrance to the doorway. You just hear what sounds like an older woman saying, "Please, please, I'm sure he's learned his lesson. Just let him come home." And you hear, "No, I'm afraid your son knows what he did, and until I figure out why that is, I'm afraid there's nothing for it. Now, chin up. Don't want to be spreading any of that around, do you?" And she goes, please, sir, And he goes, "Now, if I see you at the festival with a big old smile on your face, then perhaps we can discuss. But for now, good evening." And
Weak.
you hear the door start to open. Luke, what do you do?
How far?
Julie, run.
How far am I away from
Suddenly start speedwalking.
getting to the bathroom?
You're 10 feet from the hallway, so you could let's do it. We're gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Why am I not Tewa? Why don't I?
Right. If you dash, yeah, then you can make it at least into the other hallway without being detected, supposedly with your stealth. So you can, yeah, you kind of like rush backwards around the hall.
Feathers go flying.
Are you peeping?
Okay, so he gets around the fucking corner.
Yes.
And I'm assuming that the way for this woman to leave, she has to go down that hallway, correct?
Down the stairs, yeah.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to act like I'm coming back from the bathroom.
Okay. Roll me a performance check or a deception check.
Why don't I have more charisma? Oh no, that's not very great.
Yeah, as you're coming around the corner, you're like, I don't know, wiping off your hands and like, you just washed your hands or whatever the fuck. What you see is a glimpse of 2 city guardsmen who are escorting an older woman out. They both have an arm on her upper arm. She is not really resisting or anything. She's just upsetty as they kind of take her down the stairs. But these 2 guards actually don't pay you any mind. They don't really seem to notice you as you walk from around the corner.
Okay. I want to get a good look at this woman's face.
That is going to be hard.
Oh, really? Okay.
Do you want the guards to know that you're there or not?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Let's be risky, because like Luke has long legs, so he's just like, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, sick. Okay. So the stairs do that thing where they kind of just they go down and then flip a 180 to get down to the first floor, and there's a gallery above.
Yeah.
So as they turn, you can come around and you can get a good look. You see this woman's face, who again is an older woman. I don't have enough interesting features to describe her, but you scan her face into your memory banks.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
It is not a woman you have seen before.
it's probably the mother of one of the children that were doing the pranks. Maybe.
What do you mean?
I don't know anything about that. 'Cause
I know
Riley
you don't know
saying,
anything
yeah.
about that. The only person who knows that they were children being little shits was Mordecai.
It was Mordecai, yeah.
But there was tomatoes and shit there to be thrown.
And the Baron even participated as he walked away.
Okay, never mind.
Oh, okay.
I will say, roll me a, let's make it a difficult perception check to see if you've seen this woman before. Yes, you do actually recognize this woman. Similarly bleary-eyed and teary. You recognized her from the first time you went to St. Andrew's Church. She was one of the people there for the service, who took quite a long time speaking to Father Petrovich on the way out.
Okay. So at the very least, I know that she goes there.
She goes to church,
So
clearly.
I can talk to her possibly later.
There you go.
Okay, cool.
And the guards take her out of the front door, and then leave presumably along with her. Are you just going back down?
Yeah.
Okay. You make your way back down to the den, where all the rest of you, I will just say, in the meantime, Nora, the maid, has come back and laid out a small tea service for you, basically as an apology for it's taking so fucking long, and I'm sorry. Do you guys want to have been doing anything else while this, admittedly not that long, occurrence has happened?
Are there books?
In the den, there are a couple, maybe kind of laid out around on the chairs themselves, or on the coffee tables. Some light reading that was out here. They seem pretty benign, like on the history of Valaki, and kind of like an old tale of like old epics compiled in book form.
I'm trying to think of like classic tropes that could be happening in this home, but I cannot think. Like, I was like, let me pull books out and see if fucking something opens.
Right.
That'd just be making a mess.
We hear Riley scream briefly before falling back into a bookcase.
Boy.
A secret room.
Yes.
Scooby doing it.
Put the candle back. Luke eventually will make his way, kind of back in there. Would you like to share your information, basically?
Yes.
Okay.
Probably briskly, because if he knows that was the last appointment, Sir Barrington will be down shortly.
Cool. Yeah, you can disseminate that information as you would. Basically, somebody has been taken and is being punished in some way, and this woman is very upset about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this woman's child, presumably.
And he'll also talk about the weirdness about all the Karens.
Yes, all the Karens in the sewing circle.
Yes.
Weaving twigs and the like.
It sounds like this little thing that they're gonna do is a big deal. Maybe.
Doesn't bode well. Oh, sorry.
It was concerning.
Considering that we have to keep up appearances.
Maybe there's a book about it. Now I will go look around.
Okay.
As I start pulling books off the shelves to try and like.
How to kidnap and extort.
Yeah. Like, there is a small bookshelf in here, and like I said, as you're looking through it, it's incredibly benign. It's just like...
So no history of Valaki or anything like that.
I would say there's like a... one of those, almost like encyclopedia on the history of the Valakovich family, but it's it's just kind of names and dates.
I just want to
honestly.
find, honestly, Riley wants to find a book that will explain why this festival happens.
All that information would probably be in his office, would it not?
Well,
Since he's the one planning it.
Well, if it's a historical event, if there's some sort of thing that they're trying to celebrate.
I think it's, from what he discussed with me, it seems like he's just been having these as morale raisers to make everybody happy. And he'll quote when he says happy. I don't think it really has the historical context they're making it out to be.
Everything is history. Everything that happens for a reason.
Because they're all insane here, I reckon.
So this event wouldn't be happening unless they were celebrating something. Or commemorating
some
something.
sort of cover up for a weird ritualistic sacrifice.
And that there could be historic context for that.
True.
Well, if you did want to go into the office, it's not very far from the water closet.
Imagine they're doing blood tidings to keep Strahd off of Vallaki.
As you are kind of like having this discussion, you will hear footsteps and also the sound of clacking claws, or, well, nails, as two massive dogs burst their way into the room.
Yes.
There they are.
Dog.
Puppies!
They go around just kind of like sniffing and slobbering at everybody before they sort of curl up near the
She was
fireplace.
gonna reel back, like, as the dog gets close.
Yeah.
She's a cat person.
No, she's a no pet person.
It's the
allergy,
Only lizard.
allergy, dandruff, cat,
There you
dog,
go, dog dander. But they kind of like
yeah.
they almost flank the fireplace like guardians of some, like statues of some kind, before they just kind of like lay down in unison. And around the corner comes Vargas Valakovich, the Baron and Burgomaster of Vallaki, and he says, "Well, hello there. Welcome, welcome, one and all, Mr. Vilkas." I remembered. And Kotubri. I am Baron Vargas Valakovich, the Burgomaster of Vallaki, and I welcome you to my home.
The pleasure's all ours, sir.
Now, please, I've already met Mr. Vilkas. Now, if you wouldn't be so kind as to, please, tell me your names.
I'm Lucas DeSantos, a light cleric of Lathander.
Ooh, holy man. Yes, well, let's hope you're a little bit more upbeat than our other holy man. I jest, of course.
Luke just smiles at him.
I like your bear.
Ah, yes. Fantastic specimen. That was actually killed by my father, and set upon the wall by him as well.
Hey, not to butt in or anything, but that thing's really fucking old.
I mean, he's pretty old.
They're using the blood of the youth to keep young.
Children
we
are
got an
mandatory.
Elizabeth Bathory situation here.
Yes, Elizabeth Taylor.
Taylor Swift.
Don't talk about me like that.
Wow.
My name's Riley.
Riley. Yes, I had heard mention of, what would you say, tiefling in our gates. Very interesting to meet you.
You could use more books.
You should see my library.
I would.
Well, perhaps I can give you the grand tour a little bit later. But, miss,
Miss.
Miss, your bahonga gongas
Miss
are lovely.
Mommy. Nope, not gonna say.
You're almost there, Julian.
She can
Come
be
on.
Dami Mommy though.
And that's better than mommy milkers?
Stop. I can't do anything serious with you people.
I'm sorry.
I know.
I'm just not making the connection.
My name's Cassia.
Cassia, and I had heard, yes, that we were now playing host to one of the elves of Barovia. Very enchanted to meet you. I apologize, as I did not know. If you would be more comfortable in the parlor, my wife could always use more help with the costumes.
I don't think sewing is my forte.
A woman after my own heart, I see. Yes, well, welcome all of you to my home and to Velaki. Now, to the business of the evening. And he will, from behind his back,
He pulls a gun out.
a gun, no, a
Shoots
bottle.
Luke.
Shoots us.
He says, the finest, Sangovin Balorosu, from our friends at the Wizard of Wines, and our finest cigars. Shall we?
We shall. And then Luke will kind
yeah,
of.
go
The
ahead.
Constitution.
I was gonna say Luke's gonna gesture to them and look back towards Riley, and he's like, "It's just what he used to smoke all the time."
But he will pop the cork of this wine that's already been opened before, so let's hope it's still good. And he will pour a few glasses for all of you. It's a deep red. He will pour a few.
The seal is broken. They've ruined it.
He's pulled. Yeah, I mean, he definitely has ruined it. But we'll see if it's still relatively okay to drink. But he will pour 5 glasses. Hand one to each of you. Immediately grab one and hold it up and say, "A toast to new friends and to Valaki," and he will down it.
Okay, if he downed it, then it can't be poison unless we're
That is
pulling
to say, he
another.
hasn't grown an immunity.
To iocane powder, yes.
Yeah, right.
Everybody roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, he's been purring the whole time I've been manhandling him, by the way. He loves it.
Baby.
Telling you, iocane powder.
Riley doesn't want to
Constitution
drink.
saving throw?
Yeah, whoever drinks, roll a con save.
21.
Anyone?
Drunkard.
21.
Oh God.
Anyone?
Oh, Cassia's drunk.
It
Elsie,
is.
She don't drink.
It
She
would.
don't drink.
It would have been actually pretty good, like middle grade wine, if it wasn't already open, and it's got a little bit of that like vinegary thing going on, and
She ain't gonna drink the rest of that.
yeah, it's also just pretty hard in general. So like Cassia, it's not very good. The rest of you, you're like, okay, man, or rather, Luke and Mordecai. It's like this could have been good wine. It would have been the one nice thing about coming here, but it's just not quite okay anymore. It's not quite good anymore.
It's like Luke's just like, you're like rubbing like your tongue on the roof of your mouth a little
Yeah.
bit, like.
It goes out of my tongue.
Cassie just gently puts the wine glass down.
Yeah.
Just,
And he says, he just kind of like, yes, well, down to business, I suppose. And he will pop open the cigar box and kind of offer it out to whoever would like one. Does anybody take one?
Luke will take one because I think Luke wants to try to keep up appearances, and it's also going to subvert his expectation of him as a cleric.
Cool.
That's a
Uh,
good
And
idea.
he takes notice as you take one. His eyebrows kind of raise, like, good man, basically, is the gesture that he gives you.
Good man.
Good man.
My father used to do imports in these, not here, of course, but he definitely knew his way around a cigar or two.
The finest. Bought them off of the Vistani not too long ago. Imagine that. They got them from outside of the mists.
That's where we're from.
Yes, I am afraid I gathered as much. So many of our visitors are so short-lived as they come from outside of place. But, well, let us hope that that is not the case here. As he takes that little like cigar chopper thing in between two fingies and like on either side and just lights it up. He actually like will dip it in the fireplace to light it and then put it up to his mouth.
I mean, he has fire. Might as well use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Richard.
But he will just kind of stand by the fireplace with an arm up on the mantle as he smokes and speaks to all of you.
I'm gonna show off and light my cigar with sacred flame.
All right.
Mordecai's just sitting there like, oh god.
But he will say, so you've had a couple of days to see our fair city. How does it measure up?
More lively.
Much better than Barovia.
Yes, I thought as much. Unfortunately, that place was always a bit dour, I should say. Not quite as peppy as the Valachians, I suppose, but, well, the happiest place in Barovia, after all.
Oh, Riley really wants to... Riley is resisting the urge to just foot and mouth syndrome right now.
I
He
burned
just
it
bites his
down.
own tail.
He's just like,
Oh, trust Mordecai is too.
Roll to have common sense.
Yeah.
because I was gonna say like it doesn't look very happy in the orphanage, but that would be.
Luke will kind of he's smoking the cigar as best as he can, and I think he'll
Chester
say
gravitates more to the fucking window.
that's fair. I'll say Luke will probably notice that and kind of move away from her as best as he can, and he'll say, yes, definitely more lively. I'm aware of that there is a festival that is meant to happen soon. Yes.
Yes, the Festival of the Blazing Sun. I would say one of my greater inventions.
To bring light back to Valaki.
Yes, in a manner of speaking. It's been so long since anyone's seen the sun full on, I figured we'd bring a little piece of it home.
Oh, well. If you need any help with any sort of light demonstrations, his hand again kind of glimmers. It might raise some spirits.
Yes, well, anything to help raise the morale of our fellow Valachians, though, if I'm right, I think I've got the blazing sun aspect of it all quite figured out. It should be quite a display.
Wonderful. You wouldn't happen to have all of your entertainment booked already, have you?
Entertainment, yes, I have written a speech. Personally, there is the March of the Sunflowers, the Radiance of the Roots, and, of course, the lighting of the sun itself.
Oh. Well, perhaps when those things aren't happening, perhaps maybe in the formative hours of the festival, or perhaps dare say even in the waning hours of the festival. You know, I met the most wonderful storyteller.
You're not going to tell me about that dreadful half-elf at the tavern, are you?
Oh, you haven't given him a chance yet. He's quite good.
Yes, but tales of adventure are often such sad endings. For something, either someone gets killed, doesn't get the gold. It's just so dour sometimes. And to be perfectly frank, I'd love it for people to be awake by the time the festival sun is ablaze.
Of course. Though, when I did speak with him, he was quite willing and open to accepting new stories to his repertoire. So, it actually might be a means. for you to get
What's your
more
propaganda?
stories out.
When he says sun ablaze, is he talking about like we're gonna have this party until the sun comes up?
Wicker Man.
Or are we
I'm
gonna Wicker Man
I think
somebody?
I'm thinking Wicker Man here.
I don't know. The vibe is not that they're going to Wicker Man somebody, but there's a reason they're weaving twigs. They're making an effigy.
Okay, so they're setting something on fire,
Yes.
And then they're
not
gonna
waiting
set-
until the sun rises.
Then they're gonna set children
Right.
on fire. The naughty children on fire.
I just wanted like,
They are literally setting something on fire to commemorate the sun.
Okay.
I'm terrified of this.
Look,
I don't-
look. I'm just as concerned as you guys are, but I just want to roll my persuasion check so he lets Rictavio
No, yeah,
tell
do
the
it, do it,
story.
do it.
For Rictavio. Okay, go ahead and roll persuasion.
I'm gonna roll with advantage. With my.
Yeah, burn an inspiration.
I'm gonna burn my inspiration. 20.
He'll say, you know, you might have something there. Usually the festivals are only a few hour affairs, but if we could stretch it to the full day, a full day of celebrating before the blazing sun.
From dawn till dusk.
And of course, entertainment will abound. Yes, I'll speak to Rictavio, our friend. Hopefully we can set something up in such short time, and perhaps feed him a few stories.
Exactly.
Could have some musical arrangements worked out to accompany your plays and speeches.
Yes, I suppose. Well, we do have a few musicians about the town I usually conscript for such occasions, but did you have anything in mind?
Oh, no, nothing exactly, just something upbeat for you.
Do
Go
your
on.
people do such things?
What do you mean?
I'm afraid I know very little about your culture.
Oh, well, we don't really play that much. It's just offering for people of Valaki to not make your speech seem so drab. Most speeches do put the younger ones to sleep.
Roll me an insight check.
This man's about to burst a blood vessel.
Good.
It's
Can I
not
roll one?
hard to see,
Oh, okay.
so I will let you get it even with a 9. The moment you make the slightest suggestion that his speech might be drab, you see a little twitch in his face. And he says, my dear, you have not participated in one of our festivals, no doubt because of your situation. But assuredly,
we can come and go out of the city as we please. The guards are easy to step up through.
well, I haven't seen you behind these walls. And in any case, if you participate in the festival, you will see just what a sordid affair it can be.
I mean, no disrespect, but I was just making a kind suggestion.
Yes,
There's many children around at our camp, and they always grow bored of the leaders' talks. So, if there's something to entertain them, they would love nothing more than to have another festival.
yes, understandable. That is, if we can get the children to attend, after all.
Well, maybe if there's music, they'll attend.
What?
Perhaps we can speak to Rictavio about that as well. He is a storyteller. They're always musical types, these traveling folk. Perhaps it'll be worth a laugh or two.
Precisely. Again, something to just overall keep up the mood the entire day.
Of course, yes. It's a shame about those children, though.
What?
He just kind of thinks for a second. He says, yes,
Shame we have to burn them all.
he says, children always bring a sort of carefree element to our festivals, and fewer of the poor buggers have been showing up. I dare say it has something to do with that bastardly orphanage.
I don't think Mordecai stops.
What's wrong with the orphanage?
Oh, you know how orphanages are. They're so dour. They bring down people's moods seeing orphans in the street. Well,
Well,
I
because the
thought,
parents are dead.
oh, yes, of course, but we don't talk about such things, at least not during the festival season.
Well,
In any case, I've tried conscripting the poor things to participate in the festival to show even those with nothing to lose can still have a good time in Valaki. But less and less of the poor things have been showing up.
wouldn't it be, just an idea for kind of constant happiness bringing? Wouldn't it be a good idea to more fully invest in the beautification and betterment of the orphanage? If there are happy children running around the streets all year, then that will bring constant happiness. So when the festivals come around, they'll already be in a good mood. So having another reason to run around and play could help further increase the overall happiness.
What are you
Roll me a
in there, bro?
persuasion check.
Oh God.
Invest in the people.
You're talking to a capitalist over here. Ooh.
Did you use your inspiration?
Yes!
Burn
I
it.
didn't use mine
Okay.
last session, so I have another one.
Burn it.
At 20.
Um,
I did. I got a 19. Well,
And
nat
he will
20.
say, you know, that might not be such a bad idea. In my mind, I had always imagined, well, out of sight, out of mind, so much the better. He said that exact phrase before, Mordecai. You remember. It's a favorite of his, but he will say,
Yes, he did.
Just like his child that he abandoned.
but he will say, yes, perhaps if we could teach the children a thing or two about how to be outwardly happy, it would sow some good spirits.
Well, I don't think you, not to be rude, but I don't think you necessarily need to teach a child how to be happy. You just need to pour into a child, show attention, care. Maybe you could set up a buddy system. Give the kids somebody outside of the orphanage to play with. Happiness on both ends.
Perhaps you are right, but do you not fear that the pitiful situation of the child would not make the other child unhappy?
I want to set fire to this mansion.
I don't think children think like that, sir.
Luke, I will definitely say this conversation has made Luke very kind of quiet and contemplative. For reasons.
Mordecai's just trying to direct this happiness desire towards
Into something that's maybe
productive.
positive, yeah?
Yeah.
Were you going to say something else, Julia?
Jesse, how obvious is it that Riley looks like he wants to go pyromania?
He's
biting his tail as we speak.
his tail is flicking, probably.
Okay. He'll,
Or whatever would be the equivalent of an irritated tail wag.
Yeah.
Luke will go over to him, and he'll kind of look back towards the Baron, and he'll say, "Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but I think my stepbrother needs some air."
Ah, yes, well, just don't track any water back inside.
I'll endeavor not to. And he's gonna try to shimmy Riley away.
Yeah, and you can take Riley out of the room easily,
Mm-hmm.
Which we'll get to in a moment.
Yeah, you guys continue the
But
meeting.
Vargas will continue, and he will say, yes, I suppose something like that could work, though I'd imagine we'll be hard pressed to find any happy orphans in that place with that hag woman running it.
They're all hags.
Maybe they'll be happy if they're away from her for a while.
Exactly my thinking. Yes, my dear brother-in-law. I don't know what he saw in the woman, but she is just what you might call a chronically unhappy sort. Out of respect, I leave her to her business, but perhaps it's time for a change.
Real quick, did Riley tell us about her helper
Not
being
yet.
ill?
He hasn't,
Okay.
Riley hasn't
he
said
hasn't
anything yet, yeah.
anything.
Okay.
Not yet.
Well,
There hasn't been a very good time to talk about
Right, there
it.
hasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I just didn't remember.
Yeah.
You know, sir, as an orphan myself, I think what those kids need is just a little bit of attention.
Is that what you got? I'm sorry, I've never seen... I wouldn't have known. You
I've
seem
never
so-
seen a well-mannered orphan before.
You seem so, positively bright.
Well,
Everybody
I,
looks at Mordecai like,
Mordecai just belches because he's still drunk.
are you sure about that?
I had someone who poured into me and saw to setting me on the right path. It was easy for him to be good to me because there was just me for the most part. A lot of kids just needed some individual attention, and it can make a world of difference. And he'll kind of get quiet.
Well, some sort of found family amongst the community.
I see.
And that's what D&D's about.
You have given me quite a lot to think about, Mr. Vilkas, Kassia. Quite a lot. Yes, I should think. Well, I would be remiss to ask with your friends out of the room, but I'm sure you can pass along the message. I've mentioned it before to you, Mr. Vilkas, but seeing people from out of town participating in our local festivals would bring quite a brightness to this place, do you not think? I would like to ask you formally to be my guests of honor at the lighting of the blazing sun.
What does that entail?
Yes, good question.
That's a great ask, yeah.
What does guest
I
of honor
don't
mean?
know what the guest of honor means.
Tell us about the Wicker Man.
Oh, nothing too serious, just smile and wave, stand next to me as I give my speech with musical accompaniment. And perhaps we can pass the torch from one to another before I ascend the stair.
What exactly will you be lighting?
Ah, well, you can see it out there, and he will just kind of point out the door at like one of the giant bundles of like dried twigs. My wife and her social club are working together. It will be an effigy of the sun itself.
Mordecai internally is like, so an orb. But he's not
Yeah,
going to
like
say
a big fucking ball is
just a
basically
big ball.
Hamster wheel.
It's artsy as far as he's concerned.
This is like the fucking Christmas goat or whatever
Yes.
that always gets set on fire.
Yeah.
And they just let it fucking happen and then they rebuild it.
Yeah. Basically he's gonna make a big wicker ball, and then set it on fire.
With people inside.
That's the festival.
Yeah.
Child.
There's people inside.
Light the
I will
sun.
say-
People
I
in
will
there.
literally say.
It's like
Remember,
midsummer.
guys, light the sun on fire.
This is
There's
Midsummer,
shot.
Wicker Man, fucking.
Who's
You are
gonna be
getting-
putting the bear?
You're getting no vibes that he wants to literally light somebody on
Roll
fire.
insight.
I wish he would, so it'd give me a reason to fucking kill him.
Nobody trusts any of my fun NPCs.
They're fun, but I don't have to trust them.
I can
Smart.
I can enjoy the conversation, but I also do not.
You're liking my fun guilt trip so that you feel guilty
Obligated.
for distrusting the people that you probably shouldn't trust.
No.
Yes, I didn't know we were going to be manipulated by the
That's what D&D is all about, baby.
Don't you love this
Andy.
precious person that I've taken so much time to write and voice and engage in such great cutscenes with?
Well, now I know what the trigger warning of gaslighting was for this session.
It's that. I mean, that's Barovia. I'm afraid.
Anyway,
That's good.
terrifying. I'm terrified. I don't know what to expect.
Don't trust
Yeah,
anyone.
you've gotta
Trust
got me
no
on the-
one.
Not even yourself.
Not even,
Gravity
definitely not
Falls
myself.
taught me so well.
Yep.
But basically, the Baron will just kind of continue to wax lyrical about how he's going to set up the town square for all of this. Now that it's going to be an all-day affair, which I'm sure many people are going to thank you for that.
No, they're not.
Let's suggest fun party things to do for the
Yes,
kids
we'll
and
just
raise
suggest-
moral. We can have a pottery class.
It's called fucking a festival. There should be things to do
Let's
at
have
a
a
festival.
fucking pottery class, and then I can
Crafts.
use my expertise in
You
pottery.
make your own
Do
wicker
it.
man and light that on
Mordecai
fire.
would teach leatherworking to the kids, like
Oh
have
my
like a
God,
kid's little mini
let's do
leatherworking.
it.
Make
thing.
friendship bracelets, like braid leather friendship bracelets.
Make
Shit.
shitty
I mean-
carnival games that steals everyone's
Michael,
money.
can we see if we can do that?
I mean,
I
we'll
mean,
throw out
yeah.
these ideas.
Both of you
For
roll me
the
a
children.
persuasion.
Fucking
They've
talk to
already
the
rolled the
I can tell you
persuasion.
have
This is a
have
different
booth.
persuasion.
For the children.
He
For
doesn't
the
like the
children.
idea of okay. Never mind. You
For
roll.
the
You roll.
children.
Is that all of your inspiration? Okay.
Haven't used one yet, baby.
I'll tell you what. He
Hey, good at this, okay?
he is lukewarm on both specific ideas, but it causes him to springboard into and then he comes up with a much worse idea that he's very happy with.
What's the worst idea?
Well, like the fact that that there are clearly a lot of people who have like horses in town because they got to travel from place to place. Even Rictavio has a horse in the Mardukov stable. What if they just kind of let them into the square as like a free range petting zoo for all the kids, for the children? And then there was like the idea of
they'd get trampled.
he's not listening to you because
We're gonna get fucking fucked.
one
We're
of the
just
other
looking
things,
at each other.
Okay,
Yeah.
maybe a horse will hit him in the head.
Oh yeah, maybe.
I'll make
fix
it happen, bitch. I'll talk to
He
those
done
horses.
died by a horse kick.
But the pottery class kind of makes him think like, oh well, we don't really
teach the
necessarily.
kids how to make
We
bombs.
don't have the budget for
Nothing
that.
brings happiness.
Yeah, we don't have the
like
budget for
drugs.
that. However, we could do like a.
This place is fucking muddy. We can make clay pots.
I was gonna say he'll say like you could do like a rock painting thing and
Lame.
help
I mean-
recobble the roads.
That's not.
He's thinking from a capitalist point of view.
He is. I mean, the rock painting isn't too bad. Like what if we made? I mean, we can make a little
super
like
colorful gay roads.
we can make little
And get
little
painted
garden,
over.
like section the garden off with the painted rocks. Have some nice flowers. That would surely bring happiness to look at.
Yes, I see. But I don't want to steal from the next festival, the festival of the spring and flowers. Something non-floral, non-god. I'm sure it will come to me. There's still 2 days yet.
Say that to your wife who's making like a plant costume.
Right. But this conversation will kind of prattle on for a bit as Luke, you get Riley out into like the foyer. Where are you guys going? And or what are you doing?
I think I want to. Is it still raining outside?
We'll say that it's let up.
Okay, yeah, because I don't want to talk to him inside,
Yeah.
in case Riley is as angry as Luke thinks he is, and they'll kind of like be outside, maybe underneath.
Riley's already got the Zippo ready.
Yeah.
He's like flicking it open and closed.
Yeah, and I think once they're outside,
Ow.
he'll like look him up and down. His hands will kind of like touch on his shoulders, and he'll say, "Breathe."
And then he s-
Again. Okay. Do you want to tell me about what happened?
It's not their fault.
The children?
Some of them are empty.
He blinks at that. Empty?
There are empty people here. And they can't help it. Because there's not enough souls.
Luke blinks at that. Is there something I can roll to comprehend what he's talking about?
Roll me an arcana or a religion, perhaps. Riley might just need to say more.
Okay. Yeah.
There are people who come out empty, and those empty people don't have souls.
Why wouldn't they have souls?
They just don't.
I suppose it constitutes what is a soul.
Souls. Things that make you feel whole.
You could be whole and still not feel anything, Riley. Are you telling me that there are people walking around, talking, that aren't whole?
They're empty.
That sounds like a zombie of sorts. Or something that's... I'm kind of going off the whole, like, five on the religion check thing.
Right.
It sounds like something a lich or a necromancer would do to people.
Or a vampire.
One and the same, I would say.
They can't help that they're not happy. They have a lot of reasons to not be happy.
So they're aware of themselves, and yet they're also aware that they don't have a soul.
I don't know. The one that I talked to said so.
Who did you speak with?
The kid. The boy that Morgantha brought here. I went to go find him. He was there, and we talked. Because the old lady at the orphanage was mad because he wasn't
Talking.
acting right. But there was nothing wrong with him. He's just empty. There's nothing wrong with the kids. They're just sad and they're empty, and it's okay. And why should they have to be happy?
Are all of them empty?
No, I don't know.
Just some of them.
Yes.
I don't know if this is something that we can necessarily fix.
No.
Is there a way to possibly fill them up with something? Or perhaps if they're enriched enough or loved enough, they'll fill up on their own.
There's not enough people helping at the orphanage to make that happen. The only other person there is sick. Sick like Dad.
Luke blinks at that. I'm sorry, what?
The old lady is by herself. She cannot take care of all of the kids. So she can't take care of the ones that are empty or sad. Because the person that normally helps her is sick, like Dad.
That part. He kind of like gestures a hand at him.
There's a young man that's in the orphanage that's sick.
Yes, I know, Riley. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that this was a sickness that was in Barovia.
I didn't know that either. I have notes. I have things I wrote down when Dad was sick because I wanted to fix him and I couldn't figure it out and I couldn't solve the problem.
I can look, but I dare say that I don't think I'm far enough along in my clerical studies to cleanse a person of such a disease.
I don't think it's a disease. I think it's magic.
Hey, Michael. In all of Luke's years, from when Mom got sick, and based on what happened with the remarriage and whatnot, does Luke have any reason to possibly suspect the other woman?
I'm sure it's probably. I mean, it could easily have crossed your mind. She, the other woman, existed in the family before your mom got sick. Before you were sent away, you knew her. She was, like she was your nanny for all intents and purposes.
But was she nice to me?
I don't think any kid like has fond memories of their babysitters that much, especially when it's like a rich family situation where it's like the parents really aren't taking care of them. Like maybe your mom definitely was, but you had your nanny time. And
Nanny time took away from mom time.
Yeah, roll me a perception check. Or a history.
Why do I keep rolling sevens?
I know. I think that it is natural to assume, because you can't remember this kind of stuff, that you've probably just kind of blocked a lot of it out.
Mm-hmm. Sure, that's fair. Luke's brows kind of furrow, and he kind of looks at you, Riley, kind of seriously, and he'll say, Riley, do you remember when you asked me to come back home with you, and that she was very mad?
Yes.
Would you believe me if I had thoughts that she had ill intent, and perhaps has had ill intent for quite some time? I know it's not very nice to say about your mother.
I don't know.
Kind of, he breathes a little, like a huffing a bit, and he'll say, Riley, has she ever shown any inclination towards magic or potions or?
She just told me to go read books.
That's it?
That's how I learned.
It's not about how you learned. Have you ever seen her do anything?
I would say no.
No.
Then we don't have very much evidence to go off of. If we could find a source to what is harming this person, then we could investigate and neutralize it. We could ask Father Petrovich to help. But if we don't know where to look, or who might be the source, the most I can do is look through your notes and do my own assessment. Considering that at the time I could never look at my mother, and well, he doesn't finish.
You can probably heal better than I can.
If it were that easy, then the father should have done what he did for me. If it was that easy.
I don't know. I just know I couldn't solve it.
Do you want to look into it together?
Yes.
Okay. Then we'll do that. dare I say, he kind of looks back towards the manor doors. I think I'm done talking. With them, anyway.
No one would notice if I set the bushes on fire.
I think someone would notice, and look at the clouds. It might just rain again. You can't solve all of your problems by lighting them on fire.
He won't say anything to that.
I'm gonna squint and roll an insight on him.
What?
I want that juicy.
I mean, if you, I will say, work this out between yourselves. No rolls.
Okay. You say that, or you make the shrug, and then Luke kind of almost does like a half double take back towards you. You haven't actually done that.
Set shit on fire?
Have you done
You
that?
set shit on fire?
You've seen me set things on fire. Enemies. Monsters.
Are you talking about monsters, or are you talking about other problems?
No, I'm still talking about monsters.
Actual monsters? I know you have sometimes issues seeing differences between the dead and the living, but I hope you would know what is a monster and what is not classified as a monster.
Well, I think they're monsters.
It turns back. You're right, Strahd. Man is a parasite. Luke turns back towards you, and he goes, "What happened?"
They gave him away for pies.
Who?
The boy's parents.
He looks contemplative at that. So, you mean to tell me that you burned 2 people because of what you saw?
And the house.
Surprised we didn't hear any news about fires or smoke.
I don't think anybody cared.
Do we take the moral high ground on this? You say this, and Luke kind of watches you for a bit. And then he turns back and kind of gestures for you to follow him down the road, and he'll go, "You know, my apologies. Those do sound like monsters."
The music just came on.
Yeah.
Riley won't respond. If Luke says that, he's just gonna be quiet then.
Now, in all of the conversation that we had before, when Riley was getting heated, Riley said that he was empty, right? Or did he not say anything yet?
I don't think he's ready to say that yet.
Okay. That is fair, and I think, I think Luke will kind of walk back towards the tavern.
We'll cut back to inside the Burgomaster's den.
People want to die.
People want to die.
I could have saved you. Luke told me no.
Well, I can cast Firebolt
Yeah!
as a cantrip.
Set it up.
As this is kind of going and going and going, eventually, maybe another hour in.
Oh God. He's talking about fucking. They're gonna do 3-legged races.
Mm-hmm.
As Kelsey
Stuff
is
like
like,
that.
maybe I should have really kept the moon pie.
It's just Flag Day.
Maybe I should have tried a drug.
But eventually, he will say, well, you all have given me quite a bit to think about, and I dare say, it looks like your other two couldn't, well, perhaps couldn't hold their wine. But that's no matter. It was lovely speaking with you all, and I must thank you for a very lovely evening, but I should think I have a few edits to make to my big speech for the day. A lot of new things to consider. And I have you all to thank for that. So, with all of that, and in the warmest part of my heart, I say thank you, welcome to Valaki, and please feel free to...
Feel frightened?
No, please...
It's cotton mouth already.
Well, please feel free to pop in anytime. I'll have Izek let you in.
Ooh,
Thank you for
perfect
your
opportunity to
hospitality.
set the place on fire.
Kelsey just yawns underneath her hand
Mhm.
and just nods.
Now, go forth, have another drink on me, just tell Erwin to put it on my tab, and remember that all will be well.
Remember, smile.
They both frown.
And with that, he will kind of take you to the foyer and let you loose into the world. As he kind of like hums a little song to himself, and toodles into the parlor. The ladies who lunch have long since gone, but he will go in to speak with his wife about all the fun new changes that are going to be happening for the festival.
He throws away the flower.
No,
out
those
of
are
the-
still deeply important to the festival. But with that, you are let loose onto the town. It is fucking late, I will say. Are you just heading back to the tavern?
Yep. We're gonna
Okay.
snag Luke and Riley and
Actually, like,
skedaddle.
probably fucking groans as soon as, like, the burgomaster leaves. And just
Yeah,
tries
right.
to, like, rub her eyes, but, like, remember, she's, like, don't want to mess up this.
Mordecai
She's
just
just like,
Flames on the side of my face.
like his soul had already left his body, but you know his soul ain't never coming back. This bitch empty now.
You empty now.
Yeet.
and then Mordecai and Costa share a pained drink at the tavern.
We're just commiserating.
Where did Luke and Riley end up?
Back to the tavern.
Yeah, but did you go to bed, or are you still like in the tavern?
Riley would probably show Luke his book at the tavern to sort
The
of
grimoire.
Sure. Yeah, I think
his book of lots of weird shit, but part of it does have writings about how Dad got sick.
Ugh.
Is this in the tavern or in your room?
Tavern, probably at the table.
Just at one of the tables. Cool.
Is
I will say-
is our boy still here, or is he gone?
Whom?
The Rictavio boy.
Rictavio is probably
Rigatoni.
by this
Oh,
hour.
he fucking
Rigatoni.
gone to bed.
Okay.
Bless his soul.
He'd done been gone to bed. Erwin and Danica are still kind of tending bar at this point.
It's not 2 a.m. yet. So
It's not quite 2 a.m. yet. Yeah, it's not 100% last call. As you, I think Luke and Riley approach the bar, you see Bluto stumbling off into the darkness, having been rejected once again.
I promise, I bring fish.
He has a freaking face now in the
Yeah.
Conca.
No,
It does, yeah. I had to
He
find an
does
awful
look like.
Oh no.
But I had to find a face that would rival the one for him in the book, because like everybody has a portrait in the book. It's just some of them are not very good. Or most people have portraits in the book, I should say. They just use one of the quote standard Barovians for him, and it doesn't fit quite right. This is the face that I wanted. But he kind of stumbles off into the night in a random direction. but it's pretty much just you and a couple of drunken regulars. Like even the hunters are not here; they're probably out.
They're on a date.
They're on a date hunting. But you all, so you get your hands on Riley's book, and you kind of speak a little bit more on that as Cassia and Mordecai make their way back inside.
I feel like we walk in silence.
Because
Miserably.
you just had a horrible experience.
Now do you see why I drank as soon as I got back?
Yeah, actually, I do. I don't often drink myself, but I just might.
It's just the delusion makes you want to drink.
The delusion is palpable.
Yes. Quite.
I will say Luke doesn't even register that you guys are there. He's just like taking in every little thing in the book.
Yeah.
Fucking shuffles over to the fucking bar.
It's probably in a lot of like very specific kind of like detail of the experience of watching.
This is like weird, morbid, like
Yeah.
This is like reading like trigger warning.
This is like whenever I send true crime.
No, this is like reading like not someone's memoirs, but this is like reading someone's like doctor's notes.
Yeah.
So
You can't read those, remember?
But yeah.
You guys comprehend languages and then read them.
Yeah, that's true.
But as that's kind of happening, you say that you guys sidle up to the bar. The two of you, okay.
Look, I mean, Taylor's already in character.
Erwin,
method acting.
Erwin will kind of like greet you both and say, so, how did it go?
He's fucking terrible.
Now you see what the problem is with half of Valaki.
That's why I've been drinking all day. I tried
I've
to.
never met a man, and I've been here for a while. I've never met a man quite like that.
I tried to at least steer him in a better direction, but it didn't work.
It did not.
Are you saying that you proposed new ideas about the festival?
Yes, and he's going to credit us with the shitty ones he came up with in response.
Well,
Don't
worse things
tell
have
your-
happened.
Your children to be in any of the live horses.
They know better than that. But I must congratulate you for being the first people to propose an idea to the burgomaster that was not out on his ass 2 minutes later.
Yeah, I mean, I did call his speeches boring.
Oh, just
And did
me and her, we both have so much charisma between us.
Yes, not to be indelicate, but there is the matter of payment for tonight.
He's
It will
going to
be
pat his
6
pockets.
gold pieces for the lot of you.
Luke and Riley out.
Sorry, 3 gold pieces for all of you.
Okay, I can pay
covered-
that.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say I paid for wait, no.
You paid for the first 2 nights,
I
right?
did.
Oh, we did. No, because I paid him afterwards in the front in the morning
Yes,
for tonight?
For the next day.
for tonight.
but Mordecai paid for the first night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is for tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Cassia can
Well-
give out 3 pieces.
Yeah, so I mean, it's basically assuming you're going to keep staying. He's going to keep
It's gonna
requesting.
be down by 2 after tonight.
Right? Yeah. If
Oh, right.
because he's Market Arena or
I
moving
was
to
like-
the church.
I was like, why is it getting cheaper?
I mean, fuck it.
Good
I mean,
friends
I
and
might end
family.
up just staying at the church too at this rate.
Okay. Well, he'll say then, if you're not sure about your situation, we can speak tomorrow. But
Cassia was just like halfway going for her fucking purse.
he'll put up a hand and just say, with the vibe that is like, look, it's not like, well, let's not kid ourselves. Nobody else is coming anyway. We'll just chill for now and then figure it out tomorrow. If you're actually staying the night again, you get the room for the day for free at least. To keep your shit here. But he will say, just thank you for agreeing to help me out in this way, looking into our shipment. But I promise you there is no dire rush. That is until the Burgomaster starts to wonder why no one is drunk and happy. But that's still a few days off.
Oh,
Perhaps
he'll
in
be
10
fine.
days we are
He
lucky.
drinks stale wine.
Don't tell me. What did he give you?
Some vinegar.
Here's one I get tasted.
Do you remember what color? It was a red.
A deep red.
It was red.
Ah, the Sanguine Baloroso. Well, then take this from me. And he will pour 2 glasses for you, and he will say what it is meant to taste like.
We're getting a fresh out of the bottle.
Mordecai's just gonna kind of look
Nice.
at the glass and then look at Cassia and say,
You may have to peel me up off the floor after this one.
I did tell you I don't drink.
Just be glad I didn't give you the Stuvash.
The what?
Stuvash. It is Old Barovian for the stomp.
Y'all
It's
can
the-
have
will
that
be on the
next
stump.
time.
Stumptown.
The finest sparkling wine that we have. We call it the stomp because my brother stomps the grapes, and then the grapes stomp you.
Yeah, next time I have to deal with that bastard, I'll come straight to you for that.
and he'll pat him on the shoulder.
Good man.
Wasn't much of a drinker before I, had the
Became an
privilege.
alcoholic.
He just kind of like puts his hands in the air and says, "Welcome to Barovia."
Before today.
And he will set you off so you guys can reconvene with Luke and Riley. Do you have anything you would like to talk about in and or out of character before you rest for the night?
So we're in agreement that we're gonna go. Some of us are gonna go to the lake to investigate the that situation.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we had a little bit of an out of character discussion earlier, just because there are so many plot hooks happening. It's like, okay, where's everybody? What's everybody's top priority right now? And what it seems to be, from my understanding, is Cassia and Mordecai investigating the lake for the last known whereabouts of Arabelle. Beach episode, and Luke and Riley making their way to the orphanage to follow up with Milivoj, who is sick. Is that still the case, or do people have changed minds now? Just fine either way.
That's what Riley would like to focus on because it is bothering him a whole bunch.
I think since this has been made to Luke's attention, he is definitely of the mind to do that.
Taylor, why?
Oh no. But anyway, Cassia and Mordecai, going to
Can't
check
be
out the
MILF
lake.
without a child.
There is there's a missing kid, so maybe
Damn.
Cassia should do her job, or
She's
do
trying, God.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that she's not. I'm saying that she was
Wonder if she
volunteered to
kicks
do
The
this.
father in the dick.
Exactly.
You should do that first and then find her.
Exactly.
But anyway, we will cut to the next morning. So everybody, take yourselves a long rest. Mordecai, please roll me a Constitution saving throw.
We're still drunk.
Because you've been day drinking.
Day
Oh,
drink,
there's a
Hangover.
cat on my feet. 21.
drink.
Why
Wow.
did Strahd say something in our chat? Get
What's
out.
that? I didn't.
He said
I
that a
mean,
while
he's in the
ago.
game. I can't really do anything about when he wants to chime in.
It was
God,
in
it's-
the wind, to be honest.
Constitution save. You wake up not feeling great, but you were at least able to sleep. Maybe you have a little bit of a headache. If you had failed, I might have given you a point of exhaustion.
Resilience, bitch.
Resilience, bitch. That's the hunter's way.
Clutches.
We are going to begin with Cassia and Mordecai. The road out of town. So, okay. Before we go, is there anything that anybody needs to do in town before going in your respective places?
I have no money, so
And
Can't.
I must scream.
I'm taking. I know it's out of the way, but bringing Irina and Ismark back to the church and checking up with them in the morning, make sure that they're all right.
Cool. Are you doing
Um,
anything at the church, or just the standard handoff?
I mean, it depends on whenever Irina wants to start her paladin training, I guess.
I think for today we'll say that she'll settle in to
Yeah.
the church. Mordecai.
Mordecai is going to gather all his things and inform. God, I know his name,
Erwin.
Erwin,
Steve.
that he will not be staying tonight, but he will be
Okay.
back.
Okay. You both, Cassia and Friendo. Mordecai. I just said your name.
He wants to get a vibe check if he's still watching. The poor kid.
What do you mean?
She drew a little a protection sigil.
Oh, I see. Roll me a religion check.
Religion. I don't have any.
Religion.
I don't have that. It's a 0 because I'm stupid.
Religion really should be wisdom, but
that's neither here nor there.
Can I roll wisdom?
no, it's a hotly debated topic, but we're gonna stick with the rules as written for the moment, and then I'll fuck with them later.
I
when
have a
don't like it.
+4 to wisdom checks. I have a 0 because I'm
Uh,
not smart.
I will say whatever that sigil is, whatever that little symbol is, that there's not many of them in Barovia. We'll put it that way. It's not exactly a practiced religion that's happening here.
Right, she was just making. She drew it last time to
Yeah.
say, "Hey, keep
But
an eye
that's
out."
what I mean is like you can get that little vibe that like there's still an energy coming from home, for lack of a better term. The sigil that you drew is still exists.
Active.
Yes.
Okay.
So, as you convene and you make your way north, you see the road out of town to the north is, like most roads in Barovia, beset by trees. Still muddy from last night's rainfall, even the short path to the lake proves to be a bit of a slog. Though you can plainly see at the end of the path, nestled in the misty forest, is the large lake. The water is perfectly still and dark, reflecting the black clouds overhead like a monstrous mirror. Pulled up along the south shore are 3 small rowboats. A 4th boat can be seen in the middle of the lake, with a lone figure sitting in it, fishing pole in hand. Roll me a
It's got a
perception.
fish.
You see Fishman.
Man's got a fish. I
Man.
thought we were gonna go pick up
Is this-
Alexei.
Is this Taylor's
Ah.
cameo?
What? Sorry, go on.
Is this your cameo?
This is me.
Yeah. it's
You can pick up Alexi, yes.
There's a small manlet in the boat. What do you do?
Are you going to roll perception, Taylor?
I did, bitch.
Or Var? There you go. Yes, yeah, I will say you stop
Mordecai's
back.
like, bitch.
You stop back and pick
He's
up
got
Alexi.
fish.
Alexi is fine. He is mostly. I mean, he's still a little sore.
Can
but
Cassia
he-
give a sharp glare to Luvash or whatever the fuck?
Luvash.
Luvash?
Luvash is nowhere to be seen.
Maybe he's being a fucking use.
I was gonna say Casimir will say that he went off to search pretty much as soon as Alexi was taken from him. He basically he went out back into the wilds. But as you kind of usher Alexi around, not going through Valaki, but around the walls, we will see, just because they're weird about Vistani.
Read about this poor child who's limping.
You make your way to the North Road and make your way to the lake itself. And as you kind of step up over there, with a 20 perception, with your keen eyes, you are able to spot Bluto Krogarov, the town drunk.
Fishing! Man's got a
attempting to make good on his promise to trade fish at the Blue Water Inn.
Man has got a fucking...
A man has
got a fish.
He had to fucking fish, dude. He just had to.
Cassia will nudge Mordecai and just like point Bluto out.
He's not going to catch any fish, I guarantee.
Man, I heard that he was the fisherman. Guess this is why he gets his fish.
Well, you have to be in order to be a fisherman, you actually have to catch fish.
As we see him pull up Resident Evil monster fish.
Yes.
We just see his boat get like...
It's just gone suddenly.
Well, the
he
fish
hunts
caught
fish
him.
from the inside is what... That's why he's always covered in fish slime.
What are you guys up to? It's just where his wife lives. He's got a loving family underneath.
Aquanuts?
Underwater. I'm out, Greg. Anyway. What are you guys doing here?
I don't know. Didn't you say there were crippled boy around?
Yeah. Didn't you say there were multiple boats?
Yeah, he's got a rowboat in the center of the lake, and there are 3 rowboats just kind of on the shore.
Man's got a fish.
Well, don't mind me.
Herp-de-doop-de-doo.
Mordecai will
Are we taking this boy out to fish?
We lied. You've been pranked, son. We've been taking you to fish the whole time. You!
Wiley?
Rowboats.
Wiley skids by on the water.
Yeah, they're for all
on
3
his
rowboats
ski-doo.
for Wiley.
Oh, Wiley can walk on water.
Wiley can walk on water.
That's what I meant.
Jesus. Sorry, Wiley will... Fuck! Fuck you guys. Mordecai will kind of look towards Alexi. Can you show me where you last saw her, or think you saw? I know you've probably been asked to say a few times.
Yes, no, we walked down the road. We pretty much made the path that we did to get here, around the palisade. We got past those little shacks just back there.
It's okay, dear. Take your time.
No, she ran up to the lake itself, up near the bed, and as I was about to chase after her, that's when I felt the blow. Woke up, face down in the mud. Almost like, I mean, they didn't take nothing.
But the girl.
Except for her.
Said the beast.
Mordecai, do you think your drunken friend will recall if he's every day he's out fishing?
I would like to try and track. I know it's been a few days at this point, but I've been doing this long enough that maybe I can figure something out.
Right. That tree, I saw her go around it, and as I was rushing toward it, I got maybe about here. Maybe that helps.
Yeah.
Wiley, roll me a survival check.
Wiley!
Shit! Mordecai.
Second time we've done that. Wiley's an infection.
No, it's because you said you used a southern accent earlier. That's why.
Wiley's a disease, and I will never accept
okay.
anything else.
Mordecai, please roll a survival check. This is your favorite terrain.
This is my favorite terrain.
Lake.
So please
is your
roll me
favorite terrain.
with advantage.
Pog.
Ooh.
Oh,
You said survival?
Yes, with advantage.
Look at this baby.
He's a
I'm
baby.
seeing
Lame.
him.
Lloyd. In your lap.
Lame. Lame.
Yeah,
Wait.
while yes.
Wiley.
Can I ritual cast speak with animals?
Yeah. If you
No,
want to
Julian,
take 10
don't
You
question
stick
it.
your head in the water and ask the fish.
And
If you
drown.
want to take 10 minutes, then yes.
Yes, I will take 10 minutes. Mordecai will say,
dur-
okay, just
Yeah.
let me do some prep for a moment.
You
During
can't.
those 10 minutes,
You can't speak to the fish.
I'm not going to talk to the fish. There's other fucking animals.
The frogs.
Relax. Anyway, during this 10 minutes,
Man
what is
hands.
Cassia doing?
He is considering learning how to row a boat or waving to Pluto out there. Because I don't think she would fare well with heels on a boat.
Maybe. Are you gonna row? Are you gonna wave to Bluto?
Yeah, I could just cast some fucking.
Get your handkerchief out.
No, I could
Wave.
just do thaumaturgy and be like, okay,
I
fucking
know
look
that.
over here.
I know that.
You do that. As you cast your thaumaturgy, what is it? Just like a loud noise that you're making, or
You
amplifying your voice?
Yeah.
Cool.
Basically, it says you can create an instantaneous sound that originates from
There you go. You do that, and it kind of like echoes across the lake and up into the mountain above.
30 feet.
I mean, but it echoes. It's a valley.
That's how
It's cool.
sound
But anyway,
work.
shut up, Taylor. You're right.
I'm about to bring some more science
There's a
bullshit into
subtext
this.
of "fuck you, Strahd." And
Yeah, but
Holy
Bluto-
fuck,
by
he
vampires.
says.
We take turns yelling penis.
Bluto just kind of like stares there, like sits there with that dumb dead ass look on his face, and then after like a few seconds after that noise ricocheted across, he just kind of like turns his big dumb head and he looks over to you.
she's just waving.
You see him and then go back to fishing.
He has to.
A man has got to fish.
Let's go fish.
He literally has to fish right now.
Love my wife.
Fucking elders.
Does he have
bastard.
it?
Push him over here.
Yeah, his wife is old Greg. But Mordecai, you take. I mean, after there is no reaching this man. He's just kind of like dead in the water. But
I
in
was
the
gonna be like, well, fuck. She's like, I don't know how to fucking track people. Might as well
Yeah.
look around that fucking shack over there. The fishing
Yeah, I mean,
shack.
yeah, there are like some houses like. So imagine. So take a look at the Valaki map. Where the road cuts off is pretty much where the lake is. So like there are some shacks on the road not too far from the
I wanna
lake.
look
So
at
yeah,
the funny shack.
go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
I want to look at the funny shack.
It's faded. but-
I don't toss pillows with my neck.
Nice. You see, yeah, a small, kind of like a tumble down. I mean, shack is probably the right word, but it's a little bit big. Like it's somebody's house.
Fishing shack.
It's a fishing shack, and it's
I
fucking
just
like
waved to Pluto as I walk into his house.
Walking into your house, motherfucker. This is
he doesn't even recognize,
Skyrim.
but yeah,
Just wanted to let you know.
this is clearly probably where he lives. And as you can just open the door. It barely hangs on the hinges right or on the frame correctly. Maybe he built it
She just
himself.
like nearly breaks it, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
It's like few pieces of cardboard leaning on each other.
Yeah, it's a house of cards. But
It's the house we
you
made
walk
in
inside.
Valheim.
You walk inside and there's just not much in here. Like you see a lot of fishing gear, tackle and bait and whatnot. You see a cot that is doing a lot of work. That kind of has like, it's just got like it's got like, I mean, spoiler or content warning for fucking gross living situation, because this dude's got an imprint of himself in this shitty cot, and it's like brown. Like this man doesn't wash. Yeah.
How's gonna immediately like
Oh, I thought you said lick it. I'm like, no, don't do
What is
that.
wrong with
No.
you?
I
was
did.
not
Well, I don't
This
know.
man
Fireball
with
people wouldn't.
this
Yeah.
man with his unwashed ass.
Fucking you.
Calculating
Stop
the
right
curvature
there.
of the Earth. But he, thank you for understanding. But yeah, you look around, like, there's really not that much. It's, with your 13 investigation, you see, like I said, fishing tackle and stuff. It almost looks like, maybe he's tried to weave nets, but they haven't really panned out, because he's got a shitload of rope. Like hemp, just straight up hemp and rope, which is like, how are you gonna weave that, my guy? Like,
He doesn't
the
have
fish are just gonna
proficiency.
slip out. You do see one of the shitty nets that he's tried to make has been like, for lack of a better term, cannibalized. Like he tried to reuse the rope from it for something, and it's like kind of like been hacked at. But that's really all you see inside.
Okay.
But we'll say 10 minutes has passed. As Mordecai, you cast Speak with Animals. What are you doing with that?
Mordecai is looking to see if there are any birds with nests.
You yell caca into the air.
Yeah.
There's a method to my madness.
No, I'll say that there are probably. I would not say a nesting bird. There's a lot of ravens in Barovia, and they eat eggs, right?
They still have to lay their own.
Do they nest? I thought they nested in. Well, whatever. I thought they stole other people's nests.
Well, I mean, they
Oh.
still have to sit on eggs. Are you saying they're
Right.
nest parasites?
They're
yeah.
not
No,
nest
I was thinking
parasites.
of fucking not a
Cowbirds.
magpie. Whatever.
Fucking
I played one game of Wingspan, and that's what I
cuckoo
retained.
birds.
Cuckoo
There's
birds,
several.
The parasite birds.
mockingbirds too, right?
No, mockingbirds aren't parasite birds.
Well,
There's
fuck.
cowbirds.
Corvids
Cowbirds,
are-
cowbirds,
are
cowbirds,
though.
cowbirds. I
Wow,
thought the corvids did that shit.
Yeah, they
Corvids-
do.
Scrub jays.
In any case, you see a fucking black ass bird. You see a crow and or raven or something. A corvid of some description, just
They
kind of
saw
eyeballing
him.
you.
It's blind. It stares through you.
I wanted to know. I was looking at my notes. I'm sorry. Jesus Christ,
You can't say specific biology things.
I know,
Because Taylor would be like, "What specifically?
right? It's fun. I think it's cool.
Can you be more
Uh,
specific?"
Fuck you.
I have notes about it.
Mordecai will kind of speak up to the bird. I'm assuming Mordecai has a general description of the girl.
Yeah, I mean, she's a young girl, Vistani, very dark hair. Is the general description.
Is it the morning?
Yes.
Hello there.
Good morning. He'll kind of call up to the birds.
They'll kind of like cock their heads like, what the fuck? And look down at you.
I was wondering if I could ask you a couple questions.
They kind of like lean in.
They're like, uh-huh.
Go ahead.
Harry, get a load of this.
Do you all remember seeing a girl with a very dark hair come through here with a young boy? Probably about how long ago?
I mean, it's got to be almost 10 days ago.
About 10 days ago? While ago.
It just kind of nods.
Okay. Do you remember what direction she went?
Through the trees.
Can you show me?
Terrifying.
It'll kind of flutter down.
Give
And
them
kinda-
smooth and silky. Give them.
Give us smooth. But it will hop around the tree the way that birds do. And kind of like pop, 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 pop. And you will see, like, I mean, obviously it's rained a few fucking times since this has happened, but like the tree cover is pretty dense. And you'll see like a divot in the mud where there was probably like some struggle happening.
Interesting. So I have a general direction now too.
Yes.
Sweet.
Toward the lake, but clearly she was clearly she didn't get very far.
Mhm.
This is where she lay.
Hey. Was she dead?
No,
Passed out.
no. She and the man.
The one that I walked in with.
No.
Different man.
Different.
Describe Strahd.
They lay for not too long. He leaves with her.
Did he have long dark hair as well?
No. Very little.
Very little hair. Hold on.
Whoa, is this that
the
Igor
bear.
motherfucker?
What did they do when they lived there?
Not too long. By the end, she is wrapped in vine.
And carried away.
Mm-hmm.
In this direction, and he'll point.
Yes.
Can you give me like north, south, east, west?
Back toward Valaki. At least from here.
South.
Wait.
South, yes.
So, bald man. The only
It's
bald
the
man
burger
we've seen.
master. Duh, he's been kidnapping children.
No way.
Was he
Did,
big, like a big man?
did he look like he had like a
Mhm.
really good hand?
The bird agrees that he was big.
Did he seem to be, did he have a lot of shiny things on him?
Mm.
No, no shiny.
Like bear
Like a bear.
or pig.
More
Yeah.
pig.
This bird's just calling out the man.
The vines were dead and brown.
Like regular rope?
You can extrapolate.
Oh, so
Bird
is
don't
there
know
any?
what rope.
Was there anything else important you think you might have seen?
Mm-hmm. The man.
What about it?
He came back.
When?
Always.
Always. To the same
Uh,
spot.
Cassia, we'll say that you basically have made it kind of nearby
It's
at
the
this
fish
point.
man. Sorry.
Everybody roll. Both of you roll me a perception check.
Skeety weedy dop.
Skip up. Okay.
Scat.
Yeah, with a 19. The bird, like you say, to the same spot. He keeps coming back, and I don't know. You, for some reason, it causes you to take a look around, and you see out on the lake, Bluto. It looks like has reeled in his rod.
It's got a fish.
He's failed to fish. And he lays something down, and he lays it down, and it just kind of like reaches down to grab something in the boat, and he hefts a massive like a parcel, half as tall as he is, wrapped in burlap and tied with rope. As he lifts the sack, you could swear you see it squirm just a bit before he hurls it over the side of the boat to watch it sink.
Mordecai's going to run.
Then he picks up his rod again and casts the line, and Mordecai sprints for the water.
He'll yell thank you and flick a coin towards the bird because they like shiny.
Mordecai, what are you doing?
I'm diving into the water.
You're diving into the water. We're going to cut to Luke and Riley.
Need help?
I mean, you'll see Mordecai go.
We're going to cut to Luke and Riley.
Hello.
I'm sorry.
Hello.
This is not good.
You make your way to the orphanage.
That was not good.
Riley, are you preparing Luke for anything, or are you guys just kind of walking in?
I don't know if there's anything to prepare. It's an orphanage, right?
Yeah, right.
Uh, Besides, if Riley was to say what he saw, he might cloud Luke's judgment on what Luke might see with fresh eyes.
Right. Of course.
I'm sorry. Why did someone just change their token
What?
on roll 20?
What are you talking about?
Strahd's in
He
the lake
knows.
fishing.
Strahd's right.
And it's got
a
a fish.
man has got to fish.
And with that, Mordecai and Strahd finally see eye to eye.
They kiss tenderly.
You gotta fish with children
And then-
as bait.
Mordecai is bait.
But yeah,
actually.
you guys step into the building, and you see much the same that Riley saw the first time. This kind of rundown old building didn't used to be an orphanage, has clearly been converted at some point in the last several decades. But as you come in, there are kids kind of milling about in their little pseudo uniforms, and the woman Claudia, who you still haven't learned her name, but she is the headmistress. Will walk her way through, broom in hand, looking a bit exasperated, and then she turns to notice you both, and say, "Oh, you're back. Sorry, I don't think we've met. Can I help you?"
Good morning. Luke will kind of walk over, or kind of approach her, and he'll hold out a hand. I'm Lucas. I see that you met my stepbrother already. He let me know that there was someone suffering from an ailment.
You're a cleric?
Yes.
Well then, I'll show you to him, but I'm afraid there's not been much improvement.
And she, who has still kind of been gripping that broom handle kind of with both hands, almost like I need to hit somebody real quick. Like she didn't know who you were for a second. She doesn't actually take your hand to shake it.
Mm-hmm.
She just kind of like, okay, let's go, and takes you up the stairs.
Okay.
You don't get the sense she was deliberately being rude. It's just that maybe she didn't even register you were holding your hand out. She looks very tired.
Sure. Michael, will you allow me as an action while walking up there to cast Detect Evil and Good? It lasts for 10 minutes. So
okay.
I want to get a sense if there's anything in the orphanage, kind of like in this ground, because it's within 30 feet of me, so as we're walking through, to see if I can sense anything.
Okay. I believe, because I did a little research in between, I believe you have to specify what you're looking for from that list. I'm not 100% sure. I'm gonna double check it right now on air.
Okay.
Good or evil.
Yeah, or
It says for the duration, you know if there is an aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of you.
I don't think you have to specify.
Yeah, you know what? I don't think that you. I think
Because you don't have to specify. Did you say protection or detect?
Detect.
I don't think you have to specify for either. Because I know you haven't made me specify for protection.
I haven't made you do it. No.
It
It doesn't
says
say it.
similarly, you know if there is a place or object within 30 feet of you that has been magically consecrated or desecrated. The spell can penetrate most barriers, but is blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin shade of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
Okay. Okay. There is heated discussion on this. Rules as written, you don't have to specify. So we're going to go with that.
Okay.
However, I will probably make you roll to specify what it is that you are detecting.
To figure it out.
To figure out the specific.
That's fair, I think.
Is that fair, do you think, Julian?
Yeah, I mean, I guess like if I'm going in not knowing what I'm looking for, like say if I'm like I don't know if I'm looking for a fae, how would I know to roll that I'm looking for a fae? You know?
Well, like what Michael means is that you'll roll detect good or evil, and then
I will say yes. You detect one of those.
You detect one of those
roll
things,
an insight
and then roll
check.
an insight to vibe it.
Okay, yeah, I think that's fair.
Okay. You cast. Is this as a ritual?
No.
As you're walking.
No, this is one action. I want to do this so that way the lady's not staring at me, being like, "Why is he praying in the middle of my orphanage?"
Gotcha. Understood. You do detect something. Please roll me an insight check.
Please don't fuck this up, Luke. 20.
Nice.
You detect the presence of a fiend.
It's not my brother, is it?
He's right next to you.
It's not your brother.
Okay.
That is as much as you can get.
Within 30 feet of me.
It's somewhere. It's you detect it at some point in the orphanage.
Okay.
I will say, if you're standing in the middle of the orphanage, you're getting most of it. you're detecting through most of the building.
Okay. I guess to clarify the second part that I said, do I know that the place or is there an object within 30 feet of me that has been magically consecrated and or desecrated?
Ping me the spell. I want to read that wording.
Sure.
Place or object. Oh, similarly, I will say. Okay. Then I will tell you what. You do not detect a fiend itself. You detect an object desecrated by a fiend.
Okay.
An object. I'm not telling you what.
Okay.
There's something there is an object in here somewhere. You flip the pillows quick. That has been desecrated by a fiend.
Okay. And then this is something that I would, even though I can feel that there is something here.
Yes.
I'm still gonna have to roll it.
This isn't a what is hidden here and where is it situation.
You know that there's something hidden here, but you will have to figure out. Do some detective work.
Okay.
You know it's here, clearly.
Luke will kind of sense that, and then he'll kind of dip his head down to Riley, and he'll whisper to him that there's something here that a fiend's fucked with, and that might
Sense great evil here.
So it's in the orphanage. It's not necessarily.
Yeah, it's in the orphanage. There's an object here.
Yes. It's not the orphanage, because I would just tell you the orphanage is desecrated. No, there is something in here.
Go steal Felix's weird little Babinski doll.
So my question is then, so Riley will blink at that and sort of look back to the woman, the old woman, and say, "What was he doing when he got sick? Before he got sick?"
I don't know. He we're doing his chores as normal. Took some time up at the church, as he usually does, every other day or so. Just normal, as far as I thought.
Did he do anything different that was here? Or does he do the same thing every day? Like, his errands are the same?
He helps me keep the place clean, but he's mostly here to help corral the children. He spends a lot of time with them, making sure that they're happy, they're doing their jobs, their chores and the like, and show new kids around the place. That's about it.
There aren't any children that dislike him, are there?
Everyone loves Milivoj. He's a bit brusque on the outside, but to be honest, I think they prefer anyone to me. But that's fine. I'm just here to keep the wheels on.
Right. Is it on her?
No. I can't even tell you that, but no.
Okay.
Mike?
I was gonna say, Jesse, do you wanna investigate?
My theory is that he does the same thing, let's say, every day. Man keeps a routine
Yeah.
when he's here. The item in question that has been desecrated is here.
Yeah.
So whoever desecrated it, either on purpose or otherwise, it's something that he would have interacted with on a regular basis. So if he was cleaning, it might have been something that he cleaned up.
But what about that feather duster that's running around?
I mean, it's just the other option is that somebody desecrated an item that he regularly touches, but then that would mean that somebody wanted to hurt him, which doesn't make sense.
The two options basically here are either somebody fucked with something that he always messes with, or he came across
something
that's what I'm
unexpected.
Thinking. Because if kids are coming in all the time, and if someone slipped something in one of the kids' pockets and then came into contact with him, that's a possibility too. The biggest thing is that Luke sitting in the middle of this orphanage, he senses whatever this thing is within 30 feet of him. So it has to be somewhere on that ground floor.
It is not on the ground floor. It's I will say it is in the orphanage itself.
Not 30 feet, just within the orphanage.
Okay.
I'm just gonna give you that because you almost like a fucking EMF detector. You walk through cold spots.
Okay.
So then the question is, the things that he interacts with here is either things that he might have cleaned up, toys that he might have played with,
like a tool shed or something,
or a tool shed or something like that. So
there's still, the boy himself, or the young man himself that you can also get a second opinion on, Luke.
Yeah,
or
sure.
give a second opinion.
But you can go do that while Riley starts looking.
Yeah, that's fair.
Sick. Riley will begin kind of moving around, and Luke, you make your way up to the bedroom where he's kind of catatonic is the word I've been using. Everything in Riley's book is accurate. It's kind of frighteningly accurate how well he described the fact that he is unmoving, eyes open, almost unblinking. But a man's got to blink.
I love my wife.
What a man has got to blink.
Okay.
Roll me an investigation check, please.
17.
Okay. What are you investigating? What are you doing? Tell me the methodology.
I want to see if there are any indicators on his person. Like if he came into contact with something, it can denote whether or not he saw something.
Like if he touched it, maybe it burned his hand.
If it was from sight or if it was from touch, or hearing, kind of using the means of the senses to see what might have affected him.
Okay. Do you move him at all to do this?
Yes, but gently.
Right, of course. I mean, you're not going to flip him. But I mean literally, but you can it takes a long time. Cuz you look at the hands, you see nothing, besides calluses. You look at the feet, gross, we're not going to touch that. TOS, nothing. You inspect the boy medically, basically, and there's nothing going on, besides the scars of a hard life.
Mm-hmm.
But as you're kind of maneuvering around, again, it takes some time because this is maybe not what you were initially looking for, but you kind of shift his head and shift his pillow a little bit, and you can see something just kind of catches your eye. You're like, what the fuck? And as you flip the pillow, as you look behind the pillow, rather, you see a small something scratched into his headboard.
Uh-oh.
Roll me a religion check.
Uh-oh. Stinky.
SpaghettiOs.
It is it almost like resembles looking it up.
It's the initials SV.
Yeah, SVZ.
Yeah.
You see what resembles it looks like it's two circles. It's like a very overlapping Venn diagram.
Okay.
Only a tiny sliver is just an outline, but the circle itself is scratched like raw. If you were to draw it out, the big overlapping part would be black, and the other part would probably be white. But there's like other shit around it, like little itsy teeny tiny, very dexterous sort of symbols. This resembles, in the same way that your thing resembles the symbol of Lathander, this resembles the symbol of Shar. Shar, who is the goddess of darkness and the night.
Ah, yes, this is the other one that I heard about last session.
Yes, people who, other people in the valley, who the only other real slightly organized religion would be that of the Church of Mother Night.
Kind of like
sometimes
this.
what they call her.
I drew it on the Valaki map.
Yes.
But the sliver
but even
in the middle is smaller.
I was gonna say, yeah, even more overlapped, like that.
Oh wow.
Or I'll tell you what. You know what it looks like? It looks like an incredibly thin crescent moon.
Yeah.
Basically.
Oh.
With the entire circle is
or like
completely
a lunar
black.
eclipse or something.
It's basically a lunar eclipse, and because you actually do know the politics of this, because we discussed this before, Shar's sister and sister deity kind of is Seluna, who is the goddess of the moon, of light in the darkness, basically.
Yeah.
Her symbol is her eclipsing the moon.
Okay.
But again, this is, like I said, in the way that that your holy symbol resembles the rising sun of Lathander, there are some odd kind of inscriptions around the outside that almost pervert this symbol.
Is this what
Just a bit.
Is this what I'm looking for?
No.
Okay.
But that might be a clue as to what item it might be, or what kind of how that
Or
item.
at the very least, the fact that it is scratched into Milivoj's bed specifically, this was no accident.
Right. Is there any way to kind of deduce the craftsmanship? Like, was this a possessed child that was doing this? Does this have the dexterity of an adult with a carving knife?
It's incredibly rough. It's rough hewn. It could be like if a kid got his hands on like a flathead screwdriver.
So it could be a kid doing something that they may not.
It could be a kid, yeah. And just to preface from last session, Shar is not a fiend. Shar is a goddess, right?
Shar is a deity.
Is
yes.
a deity, okay.
She is typically, quote unquote, evil, but I mean, her worshippers are mostly evil.
Not a fiend.
But not a fiend.
But not a fiend. No. She is a straight up deity. Okay. She's not an archdevil or a demon lord.
Okay. Is there anything that I can deduce from the changing of the scrawling around this moon symbol?
Roll me a very difficult history check.
Oh, that's not gonna happen. Nope. That's fine.
No idea, but it looks archaic.
My question is,
okay.
At this point, just doing an investigation, just cursory, just based on the evidence, out of character, obviously. But
yes.
If this is the symbol of a goddess, I'm wondering if there's something about this specific symbol, the way it was carved in, like a fiend told the kid to draw it this way, it's wrong.
Yeah.
In some way. And because it's wrong, it's not invoking the deity, it's invoking the fiend.
Right.
But the kid doesn't know better.
Yeah, but this isn't the thing that is causing the fiend energy.
No, but the kid might think, because she's telling me to do this.
Or he, or whatever.
Yeah.
I think regardless, Jesse, will you agree for flavor's sake that Luke still has that book?
Sure.
I'm gonna do an etching.
Mhm.
On one of
Like
the
a rubbing?
Like a rubbing, yeah.
Yeah.
So Riley can look at that. Riley and him can look at that later, and then I'm going to mend the wood.
Okay.
I'm gonna use mending.
Yeah, I'll allow it. At the very least, enough to fuck it up a little bit. Like you can kind of get rid of the archaic inscriptions around the outside, because that I would say is like a clean break. The circle itself is not gonna like close over, but you can mend some of the cricks and cracks in between and just make it like it's non-recognizable from what it was.
Mm-hmm.
You've ruined its purpose, whatever it is.
Okay. And then once he's done with that, he's gonna register Milivoy and kind of try to get like a sense of how bad he is right now.
Roll me a medicine check.
12.
He may have days.
Okay. And
He may have hours.
And I can definitely tell that this is what I had, right?
To an extent. Roll me another very difficult history check. Or perception. I've been allowing those for memory.
No, for 14.
The one thing that you do remember about the time when you were sick is you had nightmares every fucking night.
Like, just like the worst things ever.
Oh, yeah. And you would wake up feeling like if you were running in a nightmare, it felt like you had just ran a marathon, you know? You would feel, if you got stabbed, you would feel that pain in your stomach.
Do I remember anything from the nightmares, or do they all just kind of blend together?
They all blend together. It's just all horrible.
Okay. That being said, Luke, knowing that Riley is going to take time looking around, I'm going to try to cast Protection from Evil and Good on him.
That only lasts 10 minutes, remember?
But if it gives him some modicum of relief, I guess.
I get you. Protection from evil and good is basically advantage on saving throws and disadvantage on attacks and shit like that. But yeah, as you kind of do that and you just kind of bless him with your holy symbol, I think you have a flashback, like a violent one.
Mm-hmm.
Almost as you kind of touch, you clutch the symbol, you touch his forehead, and we see a much younger Luke, standing like next to a bed, in which sits a woman, or lays a woman, I should say, who looks pretty similar to this. Luke, you never got to the point where you couldn't talk or move, but she is there now. And you see a tall figure, doing exactly what you're doing, clutching this holy symbol and placing a hand on the forehead and kind of muttering a prayer. And as you look up to see this bald, bearded man, he just kind of like looks down to you and gives you a big smile. You can't even see his mouth underneath the beard. And he just says, "Everything going to be okay. Yes?" And you remember that's probably one of the last days that you saw her alive.
Yeah.
And that is, I think, where we're going to end it for tonight. On tension and trauma.
Tension and trauma. That's the name of our new podcast.
That's the campaign name now.
Honestly, yeah. Thank you all very much for playing with us today for Symphony of Sorrow, our Curse of Strahd campaign. I am gonna throw it to Jesse to help start taking us out.
Yeah, we're gonna do that thing that we do at the end of the game where we say who we are, who we played, what was our favorite part of the game, and you know, where to find us. Keep it short, keep it fresh, if you will. And we'll start above me on the overlay, who's technically Taylor.
Hey. I made myself dizzy doing that. I'm Taylor. You got to experience Mean Girls Mordecai Part 2. And now it's work mode Mordecai. Save a life, maybe? How much would bet he's just like throwing more fish into the lake so there's fish to catch again? It's like some convoluted, like, circular thing. He catches
The bird
fish.
wouldn't lie.
He gives them to the bar. The
That's the
bar
thing.
owner puts them in a barrel. Bluto steals them back. Puts them back in the lake.
The bird wouldn't lie.
The bird wouldn't lie, you're right.
Unless the bird is controlled by some other awful
Not
force.
every bird is a good bird. I have faith in this guy. He was pretty damn cool.
I have faith in zero people in this campaign.
Not even birds.
Not even birds.
Trust no
Birds
one.
are
Not even
fake,
birds.
okay? They're not
It was
real.
fuzzy.
Birds aren't
Strahd
real.
replaced them.
Yeah, you can see me here next Monday. I'm probably drowning because, I don't know if Mordecai's scrawny little arms can lift a bundle out of the sinking bundle out of the water.
I ain't
Cassia has
helping.
spare the dying. So that's always good.
Yeah, I can only use it like twice.
Yeah, it's fine. I
Yeah.
won't die twice.
You're gonna save the girl and save Mordecai, and then you're like, I'm spent, bruh.
You owe me
Like,
your
sorry.
fucking life.
Y'all can't die now. But yeah, you can see Mordecai maybe drown. Maybe Mordecai drowns somebody else. Maybe we all drown. But you can see me here
Yeah,
this
feelings.
Friday and every other Friday after that, playing the aforementioned several times Yeehaw McGee himself, Wiley Parrish. Bad boy doing bad things, making bad decisions. Can't lie though.
What's your favorite part?
I liked Cassia and Mordecai getting to have some time together, like just like one-on-one time, because we're both bitches, or they're both bitches. Me and Var are also bitches together, but like this is a different kind.
Look, everyone's bitches.
We're bitches.
In this game, I get to be bitches.
You are bitches.
Ah,
I know this and I learned.
Let's go over to Julian.
Hi, I am Julian, one half of Jacqueline here, and I have played Lucas. Interesting. A lot of interesting, intriguey things. I'm also curious. I shit you not, Taylor. I was half tempted to be like, no, keep going with Mordecai.
I know. I was like, nah.
I wanted to be like, no. I want to make sure he doesn't.
I want to know what happened
Selfish.
I gotta make sure my boy don't drown. But I can't control that because I'm not there.
Your boy.
Instead,
Aw.
Luke's having sad boy hours, but that's normal for him. You can catch me for this game. I run a VTM Chronicle on the Fridays where Jesse does not run his game, and I will let him talk about that. And catch me on Tuesdays for Pad's campaign on Reign of One's channel. So if you don't like me being sad boy hours, if you like me being Angie boy hours, check me out for that.
Let's go over to Var.
hi. I'm Bar. I played Cassia this session. I enjoyed how much we hate the Burgermaster here. Something's up with him. I do not like his child stealing ransom ways.
I also don't like the fact that his family tree is clearly a line.
Yeah, it's clearly a line in the dirt.
Maybe his Podfather Petrovich is also inbred.
It's clearly kind of ew. I play on the other two games that are on this channel. I play as a Scorpion Boy in Scion, and I play as a Bruja in the VTM game. I'm also in the past game previously mentioned by Julian, where I played Birdman.
Birdman. You did say your favorite part, right?
Yeah.
I didn't say man, that's why I typed it out in the chat.
Michael.
Hello. My name is Michael. I've been the dungeon master and all the other idiots. I liked the fact that you guys actually managed to give the burgomaster ideas. His ego is like eggshell, as written in Book. But you managed to spin it, which is nice. Which is very fun. And I liked the you guys did exactly the investigating that you needed to do for me to reveal the fun stuff. So now we have 2 fun cliffhangers to deal with next week.
2 fun.
I'm just glad Speak with Animals is useful.
It was cool, right? I like the birds. But yeah, you can find me here next Monday where I am running this game again, where we're gonna see if we can save whatever the fuck Bluto dropped into the lake.
More fish.
Probably just more fish. Yeah. Why? Don't even sweat it. And try to figure out what it is exactly that is desecrating this orphanage, and why Milevoy is dying currently. And you can check me out on every Friday game where I play alternately Kiva, the Irish lass, and my other character, Jackson, who is a bad asshole man. But he might have a turn because he found his good girl again. And we'll see what happens.
She still wants to be a bad girl. I'm sorry.
Not letting her.
No, she's not allowed. But anyway, that is it for me.
Thank you so much, and also thank you to Snow Dogs for the generous donation. Great game. I've missed you all live.
Oh, hi, Snow Dogs.
So everybody say hi to Snow Dogs.
We missed you too.
Thank you so much.
And my name is Jesse. I played Riley, who is intense.
He spoke so much this session.
Spoke a lot this
He
session.
was a very vocal boy, and I loved it.
He had an opinion, and he said it.
He got angry.
Yeah.
That's great. We're
He's
learning,
not fully empty.
We're learning emotions.
Yeah, well, we already know that. He's only half empty.
Exactly.
Sorry, half full. I'm trying to be an optimist here. So I guess, yeah, my favorite part was when, I think when Luke asked, him, like, you can't use Fireball to solve all your problems, and Riley was like, I use it on monsters and it works. It's like, did you use it on monsters? Yes. I love that. I like that idea of just saying, like, yes, I did.
And then to pair it with Luke determining what is a monster, I thought was really good.
So
maybe not good for the
It was very good overall. Lots of great RP.
Yeah.
So very cool, that sort of stuff. Very ominous, if you will. And as far as me, you can find me on Fridays running a game called The Immortal Odyssey. It is a second edition. It's a second edition Scion game where players play Children of the Gods and they make their marks towards godhood. We left on a cliffhanger where our fox friend bit a god's hand.
Oh god, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that she did.
She did do that, huh?
Which is absolutely hilarious, and everybody's stressed out. We also are going to be running a game on the Onyx Path channel. I'm actually going to be sending a document soon telling them what we're going to be doing for our Mask of Mythos game, where we are going to play Children of the Gods, but they're not
from this dimension.
They're not from this world. So that's going to be super exciting, and it's going to be my first foray into horror. So I'm going to do my best, I promise. Anyway, we're going to let you guys go because it's just about that time to get rested, and I am tired as fuck. So, everybody, say goodbye. Give us a sub, give us a follow, and all that stuff. Thank you so much for watching us, and we'll see you guys next time.
Good night,
Bye. They can't say goodbye. He's cleaning.
He's kind of
He's